question marks on how this is gonna look.
I mean, it's so
Halo
funny.
guys, sorry telat guys, sorry telat ya. Guys, sorry banget telat. Kita langsung aja nobar watch party Paperrex versus Global Esport ya guys ya. Baru balik diem jadi sorry banget guys. Kita langsung aja guys lanjutin. Apakah bisa Paperrex melangkah lebih jauh lagi guys ya? Langsung aja bro. Ini Indo Pride banget bro. Ada orang Indo juga guys di Global Esport ya. Ada Om Monyet ya. Halo bang, halo guys. Selamat hari raya Lebaran guys by the way guys ya. Halo Ilham, Iki, halo guys. Selamat siang semua. Bagaimana hari Lebaran kalian guys? Lebaran gue di gym guys tadi guys. Gue belum makan lagi coy. Bentar mau ngambil makan boleh nggak guys? Udah makan apa aja bang? Belum makan gue sama sekali. Gue mau ambil makan di bawah nih guys. Boleh nggak? Ntar aja sore aja ya. Abis nobar ya. Ntar aja guys. Ketupat kemarin udah makan di tempatnya Bang Rijat guys. Halo Om Rudi minta THR dong. Aku minta THR dong. Taruh sabar. Gue lupa lagi gue lupa.
So far, it hasn't been too impactful in a lot of scenarios. I still think people are trying to figure out exactly the proper way to navigate Gecko. Now there's a lot of, I think.
Oke, let's go guys. Hashtag Paperrex win ya bro ya. Aduh, Icebox pakai Gecko ya guys ya. Ini line upnya Paperrex baru lagi coy. Gue bingung lagi guys. Line up Paperrex baru lagi coy. Bikin makin membingungkan guys ya. Terlalu ke bawah deh.
This is the third time that we've seen Gecko in BCT Pacific. Other regions maybe a little bit more, but again, the impact hasn't been that great. Maybe this is the zoo strat that Paperrex were talking about.
Jason pakai sofa, what?
And everything. So let's see what happens. But already starting things off, it's a full team all the way straight down, and they will get control over two.
It's a good trade there, and only losing CGRS, but now it's a flank from Texture.
Oh boy.
Here they come. Here comes GE.
You're gonna get sandwiched quick. Texture is looking for it. Mindfreak trying to
ya,
hold it
Mindfreak nggak dapet lagi,
not quite connecting the shot. Again, impact kind of lost. Paperrex now. It's up to Forsaken back on the
ya, Jason nge-whiff.
But not quite landing the shots. Still, it's now down to Jing in a 1-on-4. He's only got Benzi. This is a hellish situation.
No doubt, and yeah.
Aduh, kenapa coy? Jason nge-whiff coy.
It's just a tough situation to be in at the end, but yeah, I mean, GE here, you know, gets great information off the rip. I mean, not
oh
only
no,
does the
mapnya Icebox, mapnya Paperrex coy. Aduh, bahaya banget.
Allows Rossi to be ready to get that early pick. Yes, he's traded quickly, but he sees basically everybody. He's like, guys, they're coming through mid, and Aaron has a great play call here. I mean, Aaron's great on the defensive side. He's like, let's rotate in through spawn. Let's get behind him. Yeah, absolutely worked a treat here for the side of GE and their pistol round success.
Sahur bang, sahur. Gue belum makan nih, lapar nih guys, lapar nih.
Phenomenal.
Oh, 1 duelis Jing main Sentinel ya guys ya. Sangat aneh ya line up begini guys ya. Ini GL siapa coy? Dava yang nggak main, BNK yang nggak main cuy.
Now back on to the next round. Something's got the sheriff. I don't know how much he can do off of this. SK Rossi has the angle, has the Marshall. Not quite going to connect it now, but this is big information for GES.
Yeah, they're really controlling the space nicely here, not really giving Paperrex the opportunity to get in on this entry, get the plant they're looking for, using that harbor utility to buy some time. But Paperrex standing pat, they're not moving towards the B side just yet. Still all 5 players chilling over here, and this flash is about to confirm.
Okay.
Yep, there's still players.
Bang, Monyet player Indo bang, betul.
With a play like this,
not ready yet.
You're shutting down the time. The best that you can look for is just a simple frag, maybe a pick. You can continue to push on through, but at some point you walk straight into the blender. That is Aaron. A quick triple now, looking for the last one, but a right click to the face from Forsaken. Only for a second though. You only have a classic now, and you're hearing so many footsteps, so many sounds. The ult orb being picked up. He goes up top, actually finds a second.
Aduh, hampir dapat 3 coy. Nice one. Jason.
Lights. Marshall at point blank range.
I mean, Forsaken here.
Oh my god. Kata Chester IGL-nya Cegeres bang, bisa jadi sih, cuman gua sih tetap kayaknya sih Cegeres IGL ya. Iya, nggak mungkin Jason soalnya coy.
But the fact that Forsaken gets 2 kills out of this is pretty good. You can hear them there. They're going, the pin players are going, how you go? Which is like, oh man, like they're kind of a little bit, you know, they didn't want to.
Something bau mulu. Selamat lebaran ya semua, selamat lebaran Mas Aldo.
let's be a little bit more careful about this. But the good thing
Oke, kalah lagi mereka ya.
they lost a little bit of that.
Ini belum kelihatan bermain guys, Paperrex guys ya. Dengan lineup seperti ini guys, gue nggak tahu nih.
Paperrex has to be careful in this round because a single mistake, you might lose a rifle, and then that could be the bonus round for Global.
Look at how aggressive Rossi and Batsy are getting over towards the B side.
I like
Okay.
that.
I love this. This is a completely different look from what we saw in the last round. Now you've got the Viper over here as well to try and buy a little bit of time. And a great shot from Rossi.
Aduh,
And that's
mati
your
mulu
control.
dah.
You can't pull off fakes on B anymore. You have no choice but to rely on Jing and his walls.
Aduh, Cok, nggak ada yang ngecek, Cok.
At this point, maybe if something can find a frag or two, but SK Rossi, he's just going to be able to dash out of that situation. Now the hit comes on towards the A site. There are 3 players lying in wait.
Ya
A
ampun.
snake bite at the feet of CGRS. He's able to find a little bit of a burst. Aaron's gone. Monyet still in a corner. This mosh pit does not quite land where he wanted it to, though. So they'll be trying to use the elevation to find an
Nice.
angle onto him. It works. And now
Aduh.
off the texture. Spectre in hand, he's able to
Aduh, ini banyak banget dah, salahnya dah. Kenapa dah nih? Ya ampun.
He's got the Vandal from behind. Something turns around 180, still lands a shot, but now in a 1-on-2. Doesn't have that much left. No tailwind available just yet. 15 seconds remaining.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see how much pressure they're going to put on him. He's going to try this clear this
He's
corner.
Sparrow, get
and
the
then
first headshot, but
he's got to get it down the time.
Batsy, he's got the bird as well. A bit of a blind, but he sticks the deep fish.
Oh! That's it. That's round over.
Aduh,
Just enough time. And that's bonus win for Global.
That's so well played there by Batsy at the end. Look at him spraying for that kill. Something is going to get it.
Consolation prize, that's it.
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, dude, like, you know, something
Damn.
played this round really, really well.
3-0 Cok, awal yang buruk ya guys ya.
Rossi upgrading to that Vandal. He's
Bisa diganti nggak sama map kedua? Bisa. Kalau ganti main map bisa guys. Kalau ganti tengah-tengah nggak bisa guys. Ini awal yang buruk guys ya.
In VCT Pacific history, and then something, but he just doesn't have the time, you know? It's just like, what do? Yeah, you get an extra alt orb, you've got the Blade Storm coming in the next round, but Batsy.
Nah, apa lagi nih Paperrex nih? Aduh.
Pushing off the back of it.
And again, like, that is a strong defensive play from Global. I love that they push into Garage to get that information.
Mario baca chat aku, kenapa Aldo?
A little bit of utility spent towards Garage and the rest of
Aduh, kenapa lagi sih Aldo? Jangan kucing-kucing oren dong, kucing oren. Aduh, kelihatan.
To try to sell this a little bit, and Forsaken gets the opener on him on Yet.
That actually works out. Monyet a little bit distracted by the barrel he spotted at the top, but of course off this, a
Aduh,
sight hit
mati lagi
is
si Aaron, Cok.
successful. In fact, something gets to put himself up on a little bit of a nice sniper's nest up on top of screens.
Right there.
The rest of them rotating over. Maybe SK Rossi on a flank again.
Right there.
Paperrex, they seem okay.
Oh, itu pantun. Bilang dong kalau mau pantun, biar gue cakep.
Throw those thrashes out and do some real work.
Waiting
Nice, Jing.
for it. Holding the angles, playing
Nice, let's go.
in and out of cover. The rest
Nice.
of Global trying to push
Let's
off
go.
the rafters, but it doesn't quite work
Let's go.
out. And this is
Bang, ini 1080 kan bang? Iya 1080 emang nggak?
Just watching each
1080
other
guys, aman guys.
Classic Valorant, and it works.
Makanya itu banyak postingan Pak Jokowi ada kucing oren, lucu banget karena meganya selama itu teman-teman. Jangan lupa maafin kesalahanku ya, jangan lupa donate ya teman-teman ya.
Leaving Mind Freak on the other side, even though he does die to SK Rossi, he's still able to get through here, get ahead of a lot of the utility of the side.
Nice banget si Jason dapat flanknya. Mereka nggak ada yang jaga flank cowok, mereka sentinelnya nggak ada yang jaga flank mereka ya guys ya.
You've still got the Blade Storm in the back pocket for something I was curious.
Oh ini taker banget nih cowok si Paperrex cowok, susah ini apa? Defense gue nggak tahu sih bisa seenak apa ya.
There is the Blade Storm for Rossi as it is an eco round here for GE. A couple frenzies, a sheriff. See what they can do with it. So I like the way he's using his utility there. He's using the harbor wall against it, so he has the safety to pick it back up.
Dua-duanya ada Indo bang, iya sih. Cuma Indo yang di sini lebih banyak ya.
Information. We know SK Rossi loves to get up on top of pipes. Paperrex, on the other hand, recognizing the scenario, will just rotate all the way over to B. Look at where Mind Freak is, though.
Should be noted by the turret here. Yeah, okay, let's see what the reaction is going to be. Oh, the thrash gets
Nice!
follow-up is
Let's
great.
go,
What a
Mind
double
Freak!
kill. Off the Thrasher, and that's a coordinated play.
Oh, maunya dari belakang cowok anjing.
Works out. Here comes Monyet with the Sheriff.
Nice!
Shut down, and the last one left. SK Rossi. He's got the blade,
Let's
but
go.
not quite going to find
Gitu dong.
cuts with that. And that's going to be a second round win for Paperrex.
Gitu dong. Gila nice banget, Cok. Oh, gila si Cigarettes nice banget ya pakai gecko-nya guys ya.
Now, As Rossi is looking to invest in that operator potentially. I could see it floating in his buy. Didn't have enough for the follow-up. That's a great transfer.
Nice banget sih. Walaupun Iko guys ya.
We need to see him step up, and that's a big round. A good
Nice
start.
banget Jason anjir flick shotnya. Let's go. Masih kaku tadi belum pemanasan bang. Soalnya ini line tapi baru lagi guys. Gue nggak tahu sih guys ya. Wah udah OP nih bos. Escarosi OP mode nih bos.
Whatever happens, it still is such a great match of Valorant right now. Both teams trying to find each other's ebbs and flows. Global getting a little bit curious, a little bit adventurous. SK Rossi. Even if you tailwind at the foot of two, you're not gonna have that much space.
Mampus lo, ha? Satu tukar satu rugi lo.
I love that Aaron's here receive, but
nice.
not quite able to connect the shot. Jing continues forward with his rampage, wall up, getting control over B now. Batsy's the only one here, and he's kind of trapped unless he goes back through tube.
He's got to go under. I mean, this is so tough. Texture trying to lock down multiple angles. But yeah, this is just a
nice Jing
for GE.
Oke, udah ketahuan sih guys si tekstur di mana ya. Abis ngebunuh Jason soalnya.
I think he spotted Forsaken's barrel back there, but Aaron's gonna be back towards Hut. Finds Jing 1-on-2. He's fully aware that Mind Freaks towards yellow, possibly a player. Yep, that confirms it towards Snowman.
Nice, nice bait anjir. Di flash ngebait sama cigarettes. Si Mind Freak ngepick coy.
Paperrex really needed. Right now he is just clicking and it's a.
Nah kan kalau OP-nya gagal langsung miskin cok. Orang tuh kalau main OP guys, kalau main round pertama OP kalau kalah langsung ini cok, langsung apa? Nah itu kalau misalnya di apa? Kalau main OP nggak bisa ngekill 2 itu rugi banget. Soalnya lu buang duit 4.000 cuy.
That's like basically map control, and then they cut off, you know, the other half of the map there with the wall.
Let's go, yuk. Something udah mulai panas something nih bos.
Just kind of crumbles for GE. So now it's
sejauh ini perbedaan gameplay sama roster biasa apa bang? Gue nggak tahu sih guys. Mereka nih punya sekarang Paperrex sih menurut gue punya beberapa playstyle guys ya. Ini playstyle yang baru lagi gue baru lihat guys. Dimana si Cigarettes main inisiator 2 inisiator bareng si Jason coy.
I don't want to see it with an operator. I don't mind the idea when he's, you know, got a sheriff or something like that.
Bang, kapan manusia kecil bang? Belum sempet guys. Ntar malam kali ya mau. Lebih mode, wih dia apa nih? Show me for second. Anjay Jason Korea, banyak fans Koreanya guys. Aku suka PRS yang W Gaming. Masalah W Gaming Paperrex sudah banyak yang counter guys, jadi nggak bisa bro. Bisa dikeluarkan sekali-sekali, cuman nggak bisa setiap map itu W cuy. Berganti Last of Us apa bang? RDR 2 sih pengen gua lagi mikir sih. Gila mereka killnya rata 5-5-5, 4-4 anjir. Bazi belum nge-kill Bazi.
See what they want to do off of the back of this. Texture did have his lockdown, but you have the counter.
Oh, Rossi.
Let's see. I mean, Rossi again, you know, just check in to see if anybody's going underneath the tube, as it is another eco round for the side of GE, and Texture's just going to start piecing off. There is the alarm bot there.
Paper thin.
Yeah.
This is weird.
Why?
Paperrex aren't W Gaming.
There's no
wah,
W.
A-nya 3 cok, ya A-nya 4 cok.
Have they been possessed?
Aduh, jangan ke A cok, A-nya 4 cok. Bisa kalah nih guys,
So I think they're taking their time, making sure that there's no weird pushes, there's no weird flanks trying to be attempted by GE. You know, you don't want to throw a thrifty here when you're, you know, when you have this momentum going that Paperrex does right now.
That's a very good point. And that's why they're just playing safe on the A site. All 4 players stacked up here, but this is now Paperrex's domain. They have taken full control, full execution onto
rata, Cok.
It wasn't
gua nggak ngeliat apa-apa, tiba-tiba rata, guys.
To withstand against that aggression.
So this is
jadi sekarang performanya angin-anginan bang, nggak angin-anginan sih, cuman kadang lagi bete banget.
This is phenomenal. Their coordination here is great. I think we even had a mosh pit kill in there.
Something boy.
Those are pretty hard to like pull off. There it is.
Itu nice banget granatnya anjir.
You can hear him. He's fired up. CGRS just gives us a shout out when he gets that. He gets the molly kill.
Molly killnya GG banget cok, Cigarettes cok. Itu dapat dari mana?
That was a great execute.
For the guy that wasn't sure which desk to go to during his walkout, I mean, he looks comfortable. And this is the Paperrex that we all know and love.
Nah, OP lagi lo, makan tuh OP ya.
find yet another frag. Global trying to get a little bit spicy with this.
They read that position so well. Somehow
How's
gets
he
away with
alive?
that. I don't know.
Oh my god, and he finds another one for it.
Wah,
He
rata
talents
lagi, bos.
back, gets
Flawless
the
lagi
kill
nih.
from his teammates. And that's going to be Paperrex still controlling the site, spike down, pushing past screens.
Bisa something nggak mati anjir, digocek-gocek gitu guys.
I mean, the opening pick here to read the position.
Miskin lagi mereka tuh. Mereka tuh kalau OP, mereka tuh buang duitnya banyak banget guys.
That just breaks everything open for Paperrex, and you can see that this just gives them all the confidence. I mean, he overpeaks a little bit here. I guess that's more of a mistake in my opinion on Rossi's side, but still, it's a good capitalization.
Wah, gila liat nih. Something nih bos.
Maybe just not expecting them to be pushed up that far at that moment.
Wuhuhu.
CGRS,
Patipan.
he is playing really well right now, having a lot of impact with that utility.
Sekarang something bukan nothing bang. Besok RK lawan ini bang, gampang sih lawan itu mah.
This is exciting, and now something's got an op.
I'm still kind of befuddled as to how something did not get slain in that previous engagement. Back into it though, and Paperrex showing us a whole new different side to them. Look at how careful they're approaching this. There is a Viper's Pit on A though. And Global trying to respect that space. Rossi.
Sabar Ron, sabar Ron. Jangan keluar dulu Ron, lu mati kalau keluar Ron, sumpah.
Down mid though. Did they spot him through too?
That might have seen it. I'm not sure. There's some kind of information, coming through here. I'm not sure if the Trailblazer spotted it or not. Now they know it's a B hit. Love the patience here from Mindfreak.
Great peek from Texture though. Sudden push out of the screens, and he will be able to take down the first player, and that's going to be Jing. Something still trying to dish out death from above, but Mindfreak, a big flank, a big lurk. He's able to cause in the back of it.
Timingnya bagus banget anjing mereka cu.
Suddenly gone. They're not quite sure where to look. So much space being taken to spike down.
Nah kan, susah kan? Jalan 3 bro.
Does have Vandal in his hands now, but look at where their spike is planted. They're gonna have to dish out so much damage in order to push
Aduh,
in. And Rossi
Jason.
just might be the one to do it. A triple kill now.
Aduh, nggak whiff.
CGRS alone. Monyet coming all of a sudden from the back of mid. He finds
Aduh.
CGRS.
Man, I thought for a moment there, dude, that was
Di si Jing kena timing tadi coy. Timingnya si siapa? Si tekstur.
just the lurk.
No, nggak apa-apa guys. 45 masih aman. Ini map tackle defender ya?
Fantastic.
Dua inisiator, attack oke, defense oke sih.
Not lose their composure throughout this. And there's tons of information on the side.
Dapat 2 padahal Aaron coy udah GG banget. Biasanya mati semua.
Just starts taking over. He outduels a lot of people. And that's what you need to see from this superstar Indian player. Absolutely, India get fired up.
PRS Cigarette siapa Bang Rio? Cigarette pemain Thailand. Ah, udah pernah main. Ready score dong Bang Rio. Ini agak tipis sih pasti skornya guys.
This guy is providing the value for his team, and he's finding it again and again. Back on the knives and just waiting up by A. Paperrex exploring this side of the map once again. Until he's sent out now. But here comes the flash from Boxy. A sudden push, and it's that big contest that we were
Flashnya
looking for.
cuy.
They push Paperrex back, but the spike has been dropped.
I just love that. It's a flash and dash with the Reckoning to back it up. That is a wonderful set play there from GE. That's an eraser special. I can tell you that right now. That's Korean Valor.
Si Basi walaupun nggak ini flashnya serem banget ya.
You send your jet in, you follow up with the utility. It's so beautiful from the side of GE.
Aduh, nge-wave lagi dia.
Even more now. Something will not be able to make it.
Aduh, 5 sama cuy.
Unfortunately, it's not going to happen to A. It's not going to happen against 4 players from Global, I'll tell you that much.
It's not good. Apa kayak map defender kita lihat aja guys ya. Wih, SK Rossi bos. SK Rossi bos, top frag bos.
I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of this, okay? But yeah, this is just
Ini Paperrex belum panas banget sih. Itu kenapa flashnya 3 orang nge-wave gitu guys. 3 orang kena flash soalnya jadi nggak ada nembak ininya coy.
The utility, the way that they're using now, their ability to control space, right? You have that harbor, you have that extra layer.
Panas dingin. Ini Paperrex belum panas banget nih. Panasan Son, Jing, panas Jing. SK Rossi itu India ya Bang, iya ya.
And we hadn't seen that from GE yet, right? We hadn't seen that kind of aggressive.
Ini sengit co. Rosternya ganti ya Bang. Mereka kayaknya ada roster tiap map deh guys. Gua nggak tahu ya. Sisi second kapan Bang? Mungkin nanti malam mungkin ya. Cigarettes siapa bang? Cigarettes. PRX Cigarettes.
Bile, these Korean coaches who have been so well known for that style of play.
Definitely a great read. Question is, for Paperrex, if you were in their shoes, how do you then kind of anticipate something
Ih,
like
bagus
that?
banget tuh
It's
mousepad-nya.
hard to tell,
Mousepad
especially
wibu
when-
jing anjas.
Especially when you don't have that much map control, you don't have that much
Oh,
information.
kok tulisannya tim Indo bang? Kan Indo Pride bukan tim Indo coy. Indo Pride.
Explain that to them, trying to figure out how they might actually be able to switch up the pace because clearly banking, putting all your
Kemarin siapa yang di Bandung datang ke Wibu Fest dong guys, jangan lupa ya.
I mean, it did work, a couple times early on, but now the adaptation has come through for GE where we saw it in that last round where they were prepared for it and they had a set play for it. So
Bang, ada kepikiran main Dead Island 2 nggak? Kayaknya sih enggak deh, mahal gamenya guys soalnya.
Play for a pick and then rotate off of it, try to show a little bit of a different idea. So far, the attacks have been pretty consistent, and they're giving up a ton of space here. This allows the Viper's Pit to be put down. Now, you still have Texture's lockdown in the back pocket. No Hunter's Fury to clear it. So maybe there's a reaction here from GE involving that.
Yeah, there definitely is a little bit of a flank coming out from the back of A. Forsaken is in a great position, though. And he's able to find off the first pick. Maybe the second, it is confirmed. And of course, the Viper's Pit on the A site, they might have to evacuate because of the lockdown, but they still have a lot of these great positions. MyFreak still has the snake bites. He's still hiding up on top. Forsaken finding the third now. And of course, the entire side of gold and green, they will not be able to do all that.
Nice! Jason, Cok, dapat 2, Cok.
Yeah, I love the
Deg-degan sih gua, agak deg-degan sebenarnya sih. Ini agak tipis skornya ya. Mereka pakai smokernya 2. Alright.
Everything is prepared for. They're in positions where they can keep Mindfreak in a spot where he's still able to maneuver around the Viper's Pit to keep it up. And there's
Monyet nggak sepanas kemarin, Cok. Monyet panas, cuman nggak sepanas kemarin.
In particular by Forsaken locking down that backside.
Udah dapat 4 dia. Jason dapat 4, Cok. Gua nggak sadar, Cok. Duanya sih udah cukup banget, guys. Yang nge-kill dia udah cukup banget.
Reaction to that lockdown that they knew was coming.
But still, I mean, look at this round.
Kalau nggak dicek mati nih.
Flash and SK Rossi's up on top of Nest.
Aduh.
He strikes and something's instantly gone. Even
Aduh, nggak dicek lagi, Cok.
SK Rossi, calm down, my boy. On to the next one. And
Aduh,
Texture
apa dah
shuts
yang
off the
begini.
B-side approach, looking for a second, maybe a little bit of a res. But this is big information for Global. They are fully aware of this hit coming through. A bit of a dizzy flash and it blinds off, covers the screen. But I think Texture's still good. He knows how to play around this. The entire team is making their transition over to the B site.
Fast rotate from the side of Rossi and Bats. Who've been working together really well this map so far.
No way.
Kok nyangkut sih anjing bisa gitu Spek-nya?
They tried to pull it off with the wall from Jing, but covered off by so much. Ooh. We tried to airstrafe out of that. Still able to stick it through. All right, but here comes Bati, and accompanied by Rossi from behind. CGRS, Jing hunting him down.
Nice.
They work together.
Kalau menang sih GG, Cok. Coba, Cok, kalau menang, Cok.
They only have to focus about the front. A bit of a poison cloud, and they try to spray through.
Aduh.
Oh my God! 3 players on the other
Aduh.
side. Texture with the final off shot. We end this first half 6-6. Paper thin.
I mean, this has been fantastic. What a
Monyet tuh nyalanya di split, coy. Ini split ntar splitnya ngeri nih guys, GE nih.
Some great adaptations. I like that GE kind of stuck to their guns in this round, where they
Nice try, 6 sama.
They get these opening kills here with SK Rossi, and then they just fall back. They say Texture's got the op. If they want to rotate into that, good luck, because that guy's usually really solid with it. He got the opener, missed the second.
Ini Taker nih sekarang guys, defender nih guys ya. Defender kita lihat guys ya, apakah defendernya kuat sekali guys GE? Apa Takernya GE kuat nggak? Gua nggak tahu. Soalnya mereka lebih ke smoke guys. Kalau GE ini main smoke guys. Reconnya nggak ada, cuma mereka nggak ada recon ya.
You might even say that actually this is kind of the contrast between the two teams. Maybe not even contrast, the similarities. Because Texture used to be that duelist. In the previous round, we saw Forsaken lurking up by Belt. This round, we see Texture, the ex-duelist, now Sentinel, doing what Forsaken would have done.
Moga win PaperX bang, amin. Ini kalau PaperX kalah bisa keturun banget, Cok. Jangan sampai kalah sih. BTS siapa, coy?
So even right now, and this is beautiful Valorant.
No, I agree. It's a really
Buset,
fun
kuku
match.
panjang banget dah.
CGRS has looked pretty good at times. in this. He's looked pretty fast. He's reacted to things well with his utility. He's had impact. You know, we even saw
kayak Cigarettes tuh dia tuh full inisiator deh mainnya. Dia mainnya tuh Fed sama Gecko kayaknya, guys. Kayaknya ya.
Really good, honestly. I'm very impressed with what they're bringing with this. You know, with this Gecko that hasn't had a ton of impact here, in Pacific at least.
Yes, in Pacific.
Yeah.
So far, only Talon's been the team that played Gecko, and that wasn't so great. But here, I think.
Tuh bahasanya monyet tuh guys, tadi ada fansnya monyet tuh, monyet fighting gitu ya.
Maybe some careful plays from Paperrex.
Tenang bang, kemarin aku mimpi Paperrex menang 2-0. Yang benar kamu Miftah.
Fast W gaming style. Still a little bit chaotic at times, and that's why I think it's a little bit tough for Global to read them. But on the other hand, what you're seeing on the side of Global is still a lot of setups for this star player, this super kid that is Rossi, and I believe right now he's on top of this scoreboard.
Yeah, he's playing really, really good. He had a few kind of whoopsies early on with the op. I'll just say that. It wasn't.
Whoopsies.
Yeah, I mean, it just, you know, he's getting aggressive. He's trying to.
Oke, Jason paling top frag loh bro. Something udah oke sih. Main frag udah, ini sebenarnya timnya udah oke guys. Cuman nggak nyala-nyala banget. Main oke aja gitu, main safe mereka. Nah, gue nggak tahu defendernya apakah akan sekuat ini guys ya. Jing main free kalau nggak dapat satu rugi nih.
But particularly Rossi, you know, we saw him overextend a little bit early. Jing's going to use his wall to grab the orb off the pistol round, so kind of an early play for some information, and GE's going to just knife the wall to see if there's a reaction.
It's kind of a hefty investment if you ask me. 400 credits just to pick up that orb. Maybe it's worth it.
You get a little bit of info.
Yeah.
Potentially, you know, you're forcing a little bit of utility here out of the Jet, right? You got the knives, so you can at least
wait,
hear.
Actually, it's not just that. Look at the positioning.
Yeah. Texture's real deep, but
Harusnya texture mati sih.
Ready, maybe. Well, he's dropping back, so the pressure here is going to open up space for texture.
Okay, very tactical. We're seeing the Trailblazer clear out yellow. Paperrex instantly.
Tuh texture nge-flank cok. Aduh, flanknya 2 anjir.
What I like so much about this is the lack of map control. You have no idea that texture is so deep into A. You have no idea that Monyet is up in the kitchen. We're starting to cook. CGRS. Able to dodge the flames. Now they're looking to possibly sandwich him.
Forsaken was quick to get over there, and yeah, like you were talking about, dude, texture unaccounted for. Mine
Aduh!
there, not ready for Mun yet. And it's a 5v3. Okay, quick
Aduh,
trade zone.
visorannya kalah mulu.
And again, it's these pistol gods of Global. Something trying to descend, but not quite able. He's going to be the one falling instead, CGRS. Last one now, 1-on-3, a turret in his face. Aaron up on top. Peeking off of contact. A simple burst and
Visorannya nih harus main safe. Mereka harus jaga ini sih, harus jaga angle sih. Mereka nggak ada trap, coy.
I mean, I don't even know what to do with this team. They are so good at pistols. Aaron just calling a great round here. You know, using that information against Paperrex. Like you said, they lose map control pretty early. Texture's the one pushing. He hears CGRS, you know, rotating.
Ini nggak boleh main kayak tadi lagi sih guys. Kalau mainnya slow gitu mereka pasti diputar-putar terus guys.
And oh yeah, when Forsaken
B-nya kosong lagi, cok.
They have no idea that space had been.
Susah ini nggak ada sentinel, cok.
Really good stuff here from GE.
It is really, really smart. Paperrex getting faked like that. Now this round, they're out for blood, maybe going a little bit aggressive, trying to find a pick, trying to find a possible weapon donated. But I don't think
dia bisa gampang rotate guys, sumpah.
They're pretty stingy this round. Look at how they're playing.
No doubt. It's again, you want to be careful of over-aggression. Now, okay,
nice, John. Nice one.
2 big kills again.
How?
Nice.
Off of pure aim, the classics will be able to ring true, but Monyet now walk into the spray. We're spraying, we're praying, we're going to church with texture. Will be the one
anjir, hampir menang, coy.
1 player left. 4 players gone. That's big economical damage.
Yeah, this is a much better follow-up here for Paperrex than the previous side, right? I mean,
dikit lagi menang loh, menang ikoran loh.
Converting the bonus anyway, even after some damage was done by Forsaken, but off the rip here, you know, Forsaken just gets 2 huge kills with the classic again. This has been absolutely nuts. And Global, as patient as they were, you know,
Ya dukung PaperX kayak yang dukung lah. Cuma masalah ini berat nih bro. Posisinya lagi di PaperX lagi nggak diunggulkan. Lagi kalah kan.
And it worked a treat. Certainly, you're very happy with that round if you're a PaperX fan.
Plant the spike.
Yeah. Sometimes the aim just works. Sometimes the firefights just favor you. But off to the next round, though. I think firepower will speak volumes. That's K. Rossi still.
Nice.
Sudden headshot and then something. Tries to make it a trade. Don't get too greedy off of this. Jing, bit of a standard wall just to block off Pipes, block off Maze, trying to push forward. And Global,
and very careful. Batsy was able to pick up that Marshall, and he is no slouch with it. I can tell you guys that I have seen him when he was on Slayers do some pretty nasty things with that Marshall. Oh, wow. Let's see if he can get something done. Yeah, a tag there on the Munyet. It's going to force him back, maybe get the heal.
Very shuffly. I don't think.
Mereka mau rotate nih.
Just a bit of a heal, maybe we're just gonna rotate back forward, and that's.
Oh, ketahuan guys.
Scouting out, yes, with the Owls drone. Now he knows there might be a bit of mid presence. We're splitting up our defensive forces 2 on 2 on each site. We do have the guns. We just need to make the right call, the right read. Uh-oh.
Aduh!
Oh boy.
What just happened? Paper thin, Monyets winning out a one-on-one against Forsaken. Indonesian versus Indonesian. And he comes out on top with a ghost. Mindfreak, you have to save the day. It's not gonna happen.
Ayo dah, Mindfreak kenapa jadi nge-wave, Cok?
We're down to a 2-on-3. Texture does have a Spectre.
Nice Jing.
Comes up from
Nice Jing.
He's able to do so much because of the positional displacement. Now Texture, a sudden swing. And we're back to a 1-on-1. We have the Spectre still. We're trying to spray. Oh no, something! The Cloud Burst, the Smoke Bomb does not protect you. 9-6 and Global. They have found the win underneath their sails.
It's another bonus converted by GE here. Unbelievable. I mean, this all starts with some decent picks with the Marshall. Gonna catch CGRS out in the open there. Of course, he gets taken out in the follow-up, but this fight right here.
Jason apa nggak wave dah Jason itu?
It's a good little kind of bait there from Aaron. He moves behind the box instantly to give a little bit of extra time, maybe break the crosshair initially, have to force a transfer from Forsaken. The Texture, absolutely nasty there. And GE is fired up.
Aduh, cu. Bang Motear nggak mau dong. Duh, pusing nih gue nih mapnya PaperX begini, cuy.
Instead of trying to corral space, they give it to them.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what hurts. Second bonus round win, and if I'm being honest, even as a PaperX fan, that was sloppy. Now Jing trying to get a little bit adventurous on this top of Pipes. Might be able to find a bit of a frag, but that's it because one and done. Global gets to push forward now. Texture, SK Rossi, they are just decimating PaperX with the sight hit, 10-6.
Aduh, bahaya banget, Cok.
Not slowing down at all.
Yeah, this is a much better
Defense-nya kenapa dah?
for GE versus last half where they lost it. This one they get it, but it's just a fast hit. I mean, they just changed the tempo. I mean, this is what I'm concerned about here. I really want.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Tapi koran sih.
Backstage, who's IGLing for PaperX, and there was no answer, and there.
Marah-marah Kau select nih. Aduh, pusing banget gue. Pala gue guys, ini nggak boleh kalah guys, anjir. Lawan GE nggak boleh kalah guys, PaperX guys. Kalau kalah turun coy, bisa nggak masuk playoff nih, bahaya nih.
I mean, and look at the first half, it looked pretty good. The coordination was mostly there. There were adaptations. It was very solid. But here on, the other side of the coin, already Aaron has got just a perfect read on what they're doing, what they want to do, how to control the space, how to control the map, how to maneuver around the ideas of PaperX, which, again, seem to be a little bit disjointed here so far in the second half.
That's the thing, right? You have these two players. You shoved out Divine Becca. You've got CGRS. You got
man.
CGRS and something here. Again, something literally just joined at the start of this season. This league.
Nggak bagus nih guys, nggak bagus nih. Something belum nyala-nyala banget lagi coy. Bukan map something kah ini? Aduh, pusing pala gue nih guys. Kalau kalah lagi berat banget nih anjir, sumpah.
Sometimes when that happens, there are too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're not on the same page, things can fall apart really quick. So PaperX, they really need to strap up their boots in this round if they want to make this a contest. Otherwise, Global wins, you're back on a save, and then that might be over.
This is PaperX's pick, too.
Exactly.
It is very surprising. I mean, especially not having ZOWIE in on this map, because ZOWIE has been one of their best players in terms of, KD, KDA. He's like top 10 in our league right now, and Forsaken is like top 5 ACS, but he's not up there for KD. So in terms of the impact that ZOWIE has, I think so far he has maybe been their best player, and to not have him in here, whether it be as the IGL.
BNK kemana Pak? BNK dicadangin. Aduh kan.
He has just been absolutely nuts the second half. He has the lockdown, by the way. There's no
Hunter
Fury for Forsaken to shut this
pusing
down.
bala gua, Cok.
So this is a really good opportunity here for GE to get a plant down, get set up, get ready for this retake, as CGRS has no response to this. He has to just peace out.
Not good, bro.
And at that point, your only option is Paperrex. There are only so many spots that you can come from, and GE are reading them in full. The book is open, the pages are flipped. SK Rossi now looking for destruction.
Aduh, kenapa tadi obok-obok sih? Astaga!
Holding off mid as well. We've got Monyet with a Viper's Pit, but CGRS just walks right in. He's able to do a little bit more damage.
Kena flash lagi,
Swing,
anjir.
but not quite able to land the further
Kenapa dah, sumpah, Cok.
Rossi will clean up. GE 11-6 now.
Yeah, even when it looked like it might get a little dangerous there for GE, with CGRS finding kind of a surprise kill in the middle of all this chaos. I mean, Texture just gets that one for free a bit. I mean, Rossi, what a play here. This guy has been absolutely electric today. Can't speak highly enough of how well Rossi is playing, by the way. I know we're talking about a lot of other things, but guys, he is playing out of his mind right now. 23 and 12. Blade Storm's available, but this is just a great round from GE. And then, by the way, Batsy's reaction with that flash there to make sure that the end of that round was clean for GE. Just picture perfect. Batsy's been playing so good the last couple weeks. GE looking dialed in.
Peak performance is what Paperthin is saying.
That's right.
I mean, look at this now. Paperrex has no choice but to go into the Force. They don't get this round. It's basically game over. SK Rossi, so aware of this. And he's trying to be a little bit more careful. Oh my god! Something up in the air! A triple kill CGRS Forsaken! That
Gitu
came out of
dong!
nowhere! What?
Unbelievable. Please show me the Mumbai crowd reaction on that.
Dari tadi gitu dah apa?
That was absolutely nuts.
That is animal!
I don't even know. I mean, that is...
Tapi menangnya gitu guys, gue gak sukanya menangnya tuh kayak individual play banget.
This is outrageous. 1, 2, 3. Unbelievable. He doesn't miss a single one.
Oh my god.
I mean, they're lined up a little bit, but jeez Louise.
Enggak, harusnya ini, Cok. Harusnya itu menang individual, Cok. Gua kurang demennya itu menang individual, guys.
Ilya Petrov 11-7 now, and Paperrex finds their second win. 4 more rounds to make it even. But again, a single mistake and it's going to be match point. SK Rossi, he wants revenge. He's got the operator.
Paperrex does have enough money for one more. Yeah, Rossi not able to connect on this one. Still probably a little bit of adrenaline flowing, but it's okay. Texture's good for the opener again. Just the way that he pushes and pulls.
Set up by Batsy. And now Paperrex trying to react off of this. They will be able to hold Mindfreak, not checked. Monyet gone. And then the rest comes in. We have numbers. Please play together out with this. But
Overpikan.
Forsaken gets a little bit curious and he gets punished for it. The cat has been killed. Something still trying to pull off miracles on his own. You can't do this alone. Surely previously you could have, but now you're completely surrounded. FBI, open up. He has no idea. Texture will be able to delete him.
Kenapa ya overpicknya terlalu ini ya?
Aduh,
kenapa dah?
It's not gonna happen today. Global wants this win. They want match point. SK Rossi with the blade, the right click. And Mindfreak is the only one left.
Udah menang orang kali, guys.
Oh man, I mean, this is just absolutely insane. Even when it looks like Paperrex might be able to recover, they might be able to stabilize. They get the kill on the Monyet, and then it all starts to fall apart. Something overextends. Texture is good for the fourth.
He got faked.
It's unbelievable, dude. I mean, GE is just toying with them now.
That feels bad. He saw the guiding light turned away.
Berat sih guys, nih berat guys, anjir.
This is match point. Paperrex gets to buy up, but once again, 0 mistakes from here on out.
Yeah, no, literally, yeah.
Aduh.
I mean, the good news is I mentioned it very briefly at the beginning of last round, was there's enough money
Enggak, ini makanya nih kayaknya line up baru gini harus dikurang-kurangin cuy. Soalnya kayaknya nggak ada seratnya sama sekali guys. Oh something kena lagi cok. Omongnya kena juga deh.
Oh god. Good bit of damage on both sides, but still. Your star duelist now. Maybe a bit of a heal from both sides. Monyet gets to do so much more because of the Sage nerfs now, and Jing way too far away.
Okay, santai.
The only thing that's preventing Global from pushing into A. Trying to get a little bit more information, but we're also peeking so much.
Aduh, tuh kan apa sih? Sumpah lo kenapa peeknya dah?
Pace for Global. 2 players gone, and they continue to push forward.
Enemy kill.
Okay.
Good start. That's big. The toxic screen is going to come through mid here. So, or excuse me, not the toxic screen. That's the high tide from Aaron. And he is just trying to cut off the center of the map here, trying to obscure the movement of GE, who is looking for flanks. They're checking to see if anybody's pushing the extremities of the map. Nobody is for Paperrex. They're very spread out in a 2-1.
I mean, they can't, right? If they do, they get punished.
30 seconds
So now
left.
Global is
Kalau orang yang jaganya sampai kiri kanan berarti dia merasa nggak ini guys, nggak was-was susah.
Pushes into A, they will be able to overwhelm with the setups from Bossy. That's why Mindfreak is positioned so defensively back up on top of Rafters now. 15 seconds left to get the spike plant. CGRS does get a bit of information, but Mindfreak has to know
10 seconds
that
left.
he's alone here.
Last player
Monyet and
standing.
Aaron, oh my goodness!
Aduh.
Suddenly gone! Botsy cleans up with a
sumpah sih ini.
peak, and that's
Pusing pala gua, Cok.
13-7. Global will take Paperrex's map pick off.
I mean, that attacker side was near flawless. They only dropped 1 round on the entire attacker side for GE. And
Gawat nih guys, gawat guys.
First and foremost, that's Rossi. What a performance here on the Jet. You know, a lot of discussion about should it be Texture, should it be him? Well, that one right there is definitely a check mark.
Kenapa ya guys ya? Pusing pala aku.
So I think you're seeing this with a lot of teams is that when you have all these superstar duelists, they can transfer over to other roles pretty quickly and effectively. And now we're seeing this with Texture on this Killjoy. He doesn't play the Killjoy, I'd say, like a standard Killjoy. He's kind of up close and personal. He plays
Holding angles, he's opping.
Yeah, he's getting set up by Batsy for these flash pushes. I mean, it's really intriguing to watch the way he plays. But he's so confident.
Game 21 nggak, Pak? Gue nggak tahu sih. Ini map kayak Paperrex aja begini guys, Icebox.
He is one of the best all-around players that we had in VCT Korea the last 2 years. I mean, you can see why.
Yes. Again, Global, great investments on so many of these players. SK Rossi, now that he's arrived in Korea, we talked to him last week during our weekly recap. Remember, he seemed kind of nervous. He's like, it's against Paperrex. We've lost to them in the past, but look at what happened today. Look at what happened on Paperrex's very own Icebox map pick. I can appreciate that Paperrex are trying to get creative.
Ini kalau kalah lagi soalnya, Cok, ini kalau kalah guys, ini bahaya banget guys.
Yeah, sure. That's, you know,
bahaya banget, Cok, kalau kalah lagi, Cok, turun Paperrex guys, langsung turun, coy. Turun di bawah banget, coy. Bisa nggak masuk playoff, guys, anjay.
GE was just so much better about maneuvering around the map, making better reactions, making better decisions. And so the concerning thing for me with that was
zona merah guys, masa kalau turun, coy.
Felt confident enough to not only pick this map but to run these players in a very unusual setup, and it did not pan out.
Not for this one, but let's see what happens on the next map pick. We will go to a quick break and then our desk.
Walaupun masih beberapa ini sih. Kan serem banget, coy. Next Paperrex lawan Talon masih oke lah, bisa menang lah. Ini lawan Genji susah, coy. Lawan Genji nggak, aduh berat banget lawan Genji, coy. Enak kaget ya Om Rio. Enak kaget tuh apa sih guys? Gue ambil makan boleh nggak guys? Guys, gue buat makan dulu boleh nggak?
pages are flipped as King Rossi now looking for destruction. He's trying to be a little bit careful. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Still probably a little bit of adrenaline.
Gue mau makan dulu bentar guys ya. Puasa kocak. Puasa apaan cuy? Yuhu. Kan gue guys nih. Banyak banget ya. Portugal.
A crazy agent composition, and it backfired. It did not work. They were not able to make the chaos work.
Emang lo barang harus puasa, kocak mana ada dah.
Totally on fire here.
Yes.
And I think that we're gonna have to see Paperrex go back and really revamp their approach.
I mean, I would have to double check it, but I just saw it in the corner of my eye. I'm pretty sure 0 first kills for Paperrex.
Oh,
he had every single first kill throughout that one. I'll have to maybe it was a 12-1. Either way, it was dominant.
Keren banget ya, Pak.
Very much ahead at every twist and turn here. Let's see, you know, a nice streak from Paperrex at the beginning on that attacking side after dropping the first 3 to be able to run it back a bit. But yeah, Rossi, as you mentioned, hell of a performance from him in this map.
Yeah, I mean, he's popping off, right? I mean, sure, yes, were there a couple instances where maybe he still overextends just a tad bit? Sure, it does happen.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he looks even stronger than he did in his debut at Pacific last week.
I gotta say, with Global Esports, they may be able to turn this entire thing around. They had one of the roughest starts here in the first couple weeks. We've got Rossi now in Korea in his second week. He seems to be acclimated. He seems to be playing extremely well. And if they can keep this up, and certainly if they can beat Paperrex, I think they have so much promise despite their score right now in the previous weeks being somewhat poor.
You know, one might say Global Esports primed to make waves here at VCG Pacific.
Whoa, William.
I knew you'd appreciate it and you wouldn't. But anyway, Global Esports looking strong, and I know a lot of the fans are excited. Now, at the beginning, like you mentioned, you know, Global Esports, they lead 3-0, but Paperrex does strike back for quite a bit in the first half.
They do. You know, this is going to be a little bit of a fast forward right towards the end of that first half, this round 11 coming through, where things were a bit dire. They call a timeout. They say, okay, we want to pump the brakes. Global have just picked up 2 rounds in a row. We're going to heavy commit onto A. So they quickly get in. They drop this pit down. And really, I mean, he gets this nice forward position, but it's all about Forsaken holding down the rear, making sure that this flank from SK Rossi cannot come to fruition. He finds the initial pick, follows up for the second one. Yes, it's off camera. But Forsaken then goes on to take over the rest of this round and finding a 4K. It was a great shutdown. Unfortunately, though, for the side of Paperrex, it was fairly short-lived. But this was a moment that they desperately needed, the kind of impact play that they very much were looking for, something bouncing forward, able to find one with that shorty as he goes into the pit, but the closeout is there. So it was a strong performance from Forsaken, somebody who not going to be as known for his Sova. I believe it's his 5th most played of all time. This is like the 19th game that he's played Sova in, so it has not been nearly as much as, you know, him playing things like Yoru, him playing Jet, etc. So a little lesser known pick from him, but widely looked pretty decent in the beginning. Unfortunately, wasn't able to find too much impact when it came down to the defending side.
Yeah, it just wasn't enough. And the casters called it out when they were on the attacking side, Paperrex. I mean, they were still able to get some good trades when they were executing S5 and things like that. But again, the depth of it wasn't there, especially when they went onto the defensive side. Now, let's talk about that second half, especially because Tasteless Global Esports actually wins both bonuses, both in the first half and then later on in the second half as well in round 15.
Yeah, this was, again, a moment where for now, the scores were fairly even, and this looked like it should have been a pretty easy round for Paperrex to try to clear out. Ultimately,
Bang Lit makan apa ya Bang? Makan nasi. Ketupat doang kemarin.
Got the plant set up over here. Crazy moment. Texture really starts to pop off. There's a moment where it looks like, for a little bit, Paperrex is going to be able to come back here, stabilize, especially with the plays of Jing, taking out Bazium and Yet. But Texture with the first kill here, and then just a beautiful closer. Against, of all people, something with the spray right through the smoke, getting the kill, and winning that. And from there, they just started to compound the advantage. They got win after win after win. And what started out looking a little bit one-sided, then became kind of even, then closed out. Overall one-sided with win after win after win. It was really cool to see.
I mean, the problem was, like, while they did have this nice 5-round run back at the very beginning of that first half there, a 6-6 scoreline is not enough to get you out of the woods when it comes down to starting on attack on Icebox. We see how attacking-sided that map has been in the past from multiple teams. So going in perfectly evened up at 6-6, and then also not being able to win a single one of these pistol rounds, it ends up coming back to bite you in a pretty severe way, because the defending side very much was crumbling. I mean, GE was getting away with a hell of a lot more than they probably should have. But they were just coming up with some of these miracle wins. I mean, again, that bonus round in the second half, they should have never been able to convert that one going into it with just a Marshall, a Spectre, and a bunch of classics. But they managed to make it happen, and it's just this disjointedness that continues for Paperrex that is just the bane of their existence in the lobby right now.
Yeah, I mean, kind of a perfect combination on the side of Global Esports, right? Both in terms of composition, their strats, and then, of course, some of these heroic moments. But then on the side of Paperrex, I mean, you didn't even have
Bain balik. Tuker apa, guys? Bain.
Back into the game. Now, earlier we were talking about SK Rossi obviously performing very well here. Texture put up some numbers as well, but Rossi, we want to take a look at kind of how he's performed so far. Only 2 maps played. Obviously, he just got into Seoul a couple weeks ago, but a massive improvement already.
But both of them were on Icebox, and I think you really can kind of see how big of a trajectory shift this is because he was playing against Talon in the first map.
Yes.
And granted, and Talon was able to push them a little bit harder when it comes down to Icebox, but when you think about the caliber of team and what they've been able to do so far in Pacific, you definitely rate Paperrex way above. So for him to be able to come out like this in his second ever map in Pacific, drop 25, be right there alongside Texture neck and neck. I think Texture may be getting around 21 kills for himself, maybe slightly more by the very end. It was just damn impressive. And you see this massive jump up, plus 50 differential between these maps as far as the damage per round is considered. He was having a whale of a time on this map. I do want to go back and cover my rear because it was not 12-0, it was 12-8, so significantly closer in first kills. My mind saw a circle, and I was like, oh, that's a 0, rather than noticing that it's 2 circles stacked on top of each other. But it was Rossi who was leading the charge in that regard, 5 and 2 as far as first kills, first deaths.
Yeah, I mean, Rossi just performed really well, and it's kind of building up to the hype that everyone's had around this guy.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, look, when we saw his performance against Talon, it was good, but it was also a little bit lukewarm, right? We're thinking, okay, well, I mean, is this what is going to bring? Is this what's going to bring Global Esports the glory that we kind of expected them to have?
Sure.
But he looks to be in incredible form. You know, he seems to be very comfortable, very, relaxed in what he's doing, and I think that this is showing a lot of promise overall for them.
All right. Now, before we move on, obviously, we talked a lot about Global Esports and how they've won. We talked about Texture's win there, SK Rossi's stats, but I think everyone's going to remember one certain clip from this match. We have to point this out, right? On the side of Paperrex,
This is so cool here from Something, and this is where Paperrex is truly an inspiration. The problem is, and so look at this, we got to slow it down. Boom, 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 every head goes down. Let's do it one more time.
I mean, that's how we all felt watching it, right?
It was very cool. But again, you could have a play like that where you shoot up and get shot right back down and look like a fool. If these aggressive plays are going to win you the game, they have to work every time. And it does seem like overall, with Global Esports, they are able to shut that down enough to then control the map itself.
And again, it's the mechanical ability is there. It's never been in doubt for any of the players on Paperrex. They don't pick up bad players who don't have good mechanics. That's been clear. I mean, even CGRS in his own right was looking pretty decent.
Ini kayak ganti player sih guys, lama nih.
Pretty much +0, so net neutral.
Apakah BNK main? Apakah Davai akan bermain?
They just haven't been able to fine tune it and really hone it into a strategic, and get a strategic outcome out of it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's so frustrating, is because there is so much potential here. They've shown it from us in the past when they do have that controlled chaos style, and they can have these explosive rounds, but the consistency round over round is just completely lost.
Well, I mean, it also just really starts to feel like perhaps, I mean, Paperrex, they're understanding that their own style, that part's fine, right? The going in, going for the trades, going in as 5, but then just kind of this macro style, what do we need to change? It seems like they're maybe still experimenting. We talked about this in the opening, Tasteless, you mentioned. Now you don't really have that much more time to experiment anymore here in VCT Pacific.
Well, and it seems like even with this round, this map we just went into, it was experimentation. It did seem to be a little bit...
Perez kacau bang, iya nih gara-gara kayaknya sih benar sih kata caster guys. Gara-gara mereka coba-coba ini agak-agak ngeri ya.
The results of this tournament are beginning to cement, so they need to figure out what works and probably stick with it.
Hemat caster, tapi yang benar guys, ini gara-gara Paperrex coba-coba, Cok. Mungkin dia pede gitu kan, wah bisa coba kali ya.
But they are in a bit of a tumultuous period, especially consider the reputation they had and the expectations that a lot of fans had for them coming into this.
I like that you brought that up because
dipikir kayak bisa lah coba pakai lineup baru nih, lineup baru pakai kayu, tapi malah kurang guys. Soalnya gue liat tadi stratsnya nggak jalan tadi guys, kurang nih.
However, there's also for a team like Paperrex this reputation that you're probably going to go to Masters. We'll probably see you again at Champions, and you might be running out of time here to cement that result. We'll have to see how they do here on map 2 on Split.
Yeah, I mean, and to the opposite side, Global is one of those teams that kind of came in as an experimentation, mixing things up, having all these different nationalities.
Itu bukan Tigres tuh, ganti tuh Davai, kayak Davai main deh. Woi, Davai main cuy!
That was kind of seen as, okay, this could end up being a long-term project. Maybe they don't make it into the playoffs the first year, or maybe they make it to the playoffs, but they can't qualify for an international event. You know, but if they stick with this core, they should be able to develop them over time. They've already been able to do that now in a very
Tapi ini liga panjang kan bang, ini pokoknya bukan liga, setahu gue nggak ada leg 2 deh guys. Jadi gini loh. Jadi setahu gue itu guys, setelah semua weeknya kelar, pengumpulan poin 6 teratas masuk playoff. Sisanya enggak, Cok. Itu yang serem, Cok.
That they played. Most likely going for the Rays as your main duelist here on Split. So Lightning Fast will be coming in. Had a pretty decent debut last week. I mean, his kill score line wasn't the highest, but the way he was playing, the way he was creating space and buying time for his teammates was quite spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with the swap.
Kali ketemu doang, Cok.
I welcome this one here. Bringing Lightning Fast in replace.
Intinya ini leg 1 ini gak ada leg 2, Cok. Ini ketemu setiap tim ketemu 1, ngumpulin poin. 6 teratas, top 6 tim ke atas bakal masuk playoff. Kalau nggak masuk playoff ya udah pula, nggak main lagi udah playoff nanti. Jangan sampai nggak masuk playoff aja, Cok. Aneh banget dah. Deg-degan sih gue kalau nggak masuk playoff aduh sedih banget gue sumpah. Biasanya main Sky lagi dah.
Having to be that solo impact duelist player going for these entries. We saw him have a couple fumbles. He died to his own paint shells the one time because he ended up getting vulnerable from a snake bite. So we'll see if those things get cleaned up. But you obviously do always need to respect Jing and something when they are playing these duelist roles.
Masih ada LCQ kok, kalau kagak lolos ini iya sih ada sih LCQ. Cuman tetap berat lah. Minimal masuk playoff dulu lah guys. Minimal masuk playoff itu yang kita kan masuk playoff dulu. Playoffnya di Pacific League. Kalau nggak masuk waduh.
15-17 the scoreline to DRX. It's still incredibly hard fought, and that was with their previous roster, with Ronsky having to be a mainstay before they got their Indian players out here. So I'm curious to see how Paperrex matches up and whether or not they're going to be able to take away their opponent's map pick.
All right, well, we're getting ready for Split. Let's head into the map with our casters up on stage. It's Quacker Thin.
Oh boy.
Yes, thank you, Will. It's Quacker Thin. And oh god, this is really hard to cast.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay. I picked Paperrex to win today too. It's okay. I feel you.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I actually did.
We have to believe.
Ya satu sama dulu lah biar seru gitu loh. Jangan.
Look, we're playing of course. But
Prediksi skor berapa Bang Cio? Gue deg-degan juga guys soalnya guys. Ini Paperrex masih underperform sih kalau gue bilang ya.
No matter who is playing duelist or whatever, it seems like
masih underperform coy. Baru yuk senyum yuk. Masih underperform guys. Ini kalau nggak nyala juga di map ini udah selesai sih ini. Monyet ini mapnya monyet cuy.
They're so good at this map. They're so confident. Batsy was all over the place last time. By the way, Paperrex has
jangan gitu, jangan pede banget.
That's like,
yes, that was a long time ago. That was 2021. I was there. I was a part of this. It was the 2021 lock-in.
It's been a while
for APAC.
Things have changed. Let's be honest.
I don't think I was casting that game. I think I was on the desk, but I was definitely
Double
there.
duelist.
Yeah. And I have to agree with everything.
Double duelist. Oke, bedanya di Seagate doang ya.
We have seen global with that much more impact, and especially on this map.
Nih Jing harus nyala sih, coy. Jing harus nyala sih.
Again, you have to make this double.
Mereka tuh picknya selalu gitu guys. Tuh kelihatan guys, 2 atas 1 bawah tuh selalu gitu guys mereka. Tuh, gua ngerinya tuh si siapa sih? Ini selalu sendiri ya.
Batsy deserves a lot of credit on that previous map. He had 21 assists. His flashes.
Ini si Basi flashnya bagus kok.
Every time GE wanted to do something, it was off the back of Batsy. Yep.
And you have to remember, the same thing happened last week. He was the one who clutched that around, but now here comes Paperrex. They are looking to W gaming up towards a ramp, but no, they get stopped by the grenade from Lightning Fast.
The protocols there are great. The reaction from the utility is beautiful. And now, they're going to lose that fight though. What a push from something in Jing, but a great reaction from Monyet with the pull. The grenade and the flash from Batsy in combination to buy time.
Nice banget. Aduh, Aron, nice banget Ron, sumpah Ron.
Just able to continue double
nice low.
forward. They might be able to dish out a little bit more, but keep in mind here, Mind Freak and Something are down to red HP. A single shot will do the trick, but a single headshot from Something will dish out damage as well. Monyet now coming up from behind. They finally get that information. Swaps over to a Ghost. I don't know if that's going to be as good, though, because
Nice!
Maverick has the off angle. And to start off the pistol round,
Oke, let's go.
just to
Gitu dong, pistolnya dapat dong.
our mistakes from the previous map, PaperX wins the first pistol.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, this is going to be a different paper.
Ayo, main freak nyala, something nyala, Jason nyala.
Divide there with a real
Anjir, gila freaknya.
who can sort of control the chaos. You know, I don't mind chaotic play.
Orchestrate the chaos.
Exactly. It's like, you know, trying to conduct like a modern, you know, a modern opera or something.
Jazz.
Yeah.
Lalu kayak Bang Ocit siapa guys?
It's like improv jazz or something. You gotta, there's got to be somebody there leading the traffic, or else, you know, it just sounds like random noise.
And you're gonna get a traffic jam if it doesn't work out.
Yes.
Well, so far so good, and we do have ZOWIE actually on the Viper lurking towards middle. He will be able to catch some rotation.
Aduh!
Only one. Monyet answers back with a classic shot of his own.
ZOWIE
will
thought
be
he had
able
the
to pick up
kill.
the weapon.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
ZOWIE, he transferred there. I think he thought he had it.
It's just a Spectre.
Nah, ini. Kalau sampai kena thrifty gue nggak tahu lagi deh ya.
But on to the next. We do have a lot of information to work with. PaperX, they are going to be holding down these angles, but look at this great Nebula. It just gives them enough coverage to sneak on over to the backside of Pillar. Still firing blind shots though. PaperX Forsaken will be able to find 2 before the rest of the squad cleans up.
Yeah, that's a really great play off of that smoke.
Prediksi 13 berapa Cio Mas ini Mas Cio? 13-8, 13-7 sih kayaknya guys. Kayaknya ketat sih ini.
You know, talk about GE here when they're trying to come in and you know, you can just line
Monyet panas, Monyet 3 kill coy.
really well thought out and drawn up there for PaperX.
Minta izin Bang, minta Wifi izin ya guys ya.
Countdown to
Map 3 yuk bro, map 3 yuk bro.
I didn't hear like knives or players jumping around.
Map 3 apa sih? Pearl ya? Aduh, Pearl lagi cok.
Timeout. Don't be a timeout. Okay.
This early? Nah, can't.
I will, bro. Ooh,
Aduh, Jing nafsu banget.
Cuts Jing down. I mean, I think you're seeing that, you know, PaperX is trying to turn up the tempo here. I think they're trying to see if they can just bully GE out of this map.
I don't know. GE does not seem like the kind of team that will stand down. They will not be bullied. They will continue to contest and resist any sort of push coming through. Look at how they're actually positioned up on the B site. Look at how Lightning Fast actually has the position to rotate back over onto mid. Bazi might be taking some shots right now, but it's not that big of a deal.
He's got to go over to Texture to get healed up. I mean, he took a ton of damage. So it's not too bad. Lightning Fast is probably, you know, but I don't know if they're fully aware that the push there from something.
All right, sneaks back up though. Does look like PaperX is pretty adamant on hitting this B site. Maybe trying to pull off a little bit of a rotational fake, but Global's not biting. They have a lot of information.
Oke, ini something bisa dapat nih.
Kind of position there from something just sold this B hit. Because Batsy's flash didn't connect.
And now they have no idea that he's above them.
Nice!
Along with this, and with the Nebula covering off Defender spawn, PaperX will have the B site.
Oke, dapat info.
3 players with rifles up on top though. And
3-4, let's go. Bisa yuk.
couple of picks.
Punya Phantom semua.
PaperX's position though. Look at how they're holding back site. This is going to be a tough wall for Global to break through.
Hey, you've got one flash. That's it to get this job done. And there's the flash to buy up time and get a kill. Yeah, great counter flash.
Bazi still not backing down though. A sudden double.
Nice, Dava nih bos.
Lights out.
Dava ini buff lebaran nih bos.
On their attacker side on Split. Now, yes, in recent history, Split has
Ini map defender apa taker jadi sih anjing?
much more balanced, map. And with the adjustment that a lot of teams are taking double duelists and that kind of thing. But it's ZOWIE here on the clutch, already coming back in and already having value. You know, finding 3 kills in this round. The guy is so critical in these situations. I mean, yes.
Dava ini bos. Bof opor ayam, let's go. Ada Bang Alpha jadi ke Bandung nggak Bang Alpha?
And that's
Oh, Alpha ke Bandung kok Alpha, let's go.
I can't stress this enough. I was very, very shocked to not see him in that first map.
Here he is, though.
Yes.
Of course, Salama Harry to everyone who is celebrating, but now back into it. 3 rounds on the board for PaperX Global. Off of a save. It does not look like they'll be doing much this round. Maybe a little bit of a push. If they can find ZOWIE, that will be huge. But then again, a Phantom Spray. Maybe not set up.
Aduh, Dava cuy.
Okay, we're just gonna triple peek this and it works.
I jinxed
It's all your fault, people.
It is, yes. That's an upgrade for Texture. It's going to have that Phantom. They're going to try to cut through these Seekers and try to limit the information, but one of them does get into the back, so that is going to reveal.
Maybe just a little bit.
Yeah, that defender spawn position.
I'm still worried. Because Global still has the potential to just call drive through. Not
Nice
unless
banget.
holds the right angles, and with this combination, Jinx something, they will
nice
be able
something.
to frag. What a flick! On Steroids Garage, and we just, well, walk into Texture's crosshairs for the time
Nice.
being.
Duh, Mindfreak udah panas nih, bro.
We have the swing, we have Phantom, we will be collecting on that 4th win.
Yeah, Mindfreak's just in a great position there. He's able to take that angle much tighter around that corner.
Oke, 4-0, bro.
Out in the open lane.
Jangan kasih poin ya, guys ya.
Nice
Jangan kasih poin, let's go.
So another player that we've been wanting to see step up for Paperrex, and he had some good starts, you know, or a good start in the previous map.
Flicknya kayak CSI something, sebenarnya flick shotnya gila cuy. Cuman kenapa gue nggak tahu kenapa di map pertama dia nggak nyala guys ya, nggak dapat momen, dia nggak dapat momen jadi guys, nggak dapat timing, ngepicknya selalu kayak gagal pick gitu loh, tiap timing dia ngepick dia nggak dapet, tiap dia belok dia musuhnya keluar.
We're not so used to seeing him on. He normally would be on the sky, but perhaps with Benkai subbing out, you know. This is kind of the different Paperrex that we're seeing now. ZOWIE calling the shots, maybe bring some organization to that chaos that we normally love to watch. But back into this, it's clear that Global, there are a little bit of gaps. I mean, that previous
Gila Jing nih bos, Jing nih bos.
Going up mid, something that Global definitely wasn't expecting.
Gila Jing.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it's, you know, you can see that Paperrex was very able to kind of shake off that last.
Gila Jing, fansnya banyak banget. Iya Jing tuh idaman para wanita Korea guys. Nggak semua wanita Korea juga sih. Something ada ulti, mereka kaya sih guys, mereka aman, duit banyak. Duit mereka banyak guys, save nih kalau bisa menang lagi kayak gila lagi sih guys.
You know, sometimes they get red. Sometimes they start to kind of fall apart. Sometimes they're not there to play off of each other, and you know you can't consistently win. You know, battles against the top players in the world. It is, you know, you can do it sometimes, of course, but not all the time.
Yeah, a little bit of a 50-50 hit or miss. But we still do have Global looking for their first win on the map so far, getting a lot of information. Batsi with the Seekers will be looking to delay the push.
Nice!
Even going along with the spray from Monyet, they will be able to do a little bit more damage. Now a third perhaps, but something answers back in full. A quick double, and then the tail in and up trap over onto the other side. Lightning fast, just wrapping around the pillars. He's going back and forth. He's looking for the last one, and it's going to be something's head. Texture pushing along with this now. A heal to top him off. Just to buy time. Not going to pull out utility because it's too dangerous, and that is how Texture will read the situation, taking something's head clean off.
Yeah, I mean, Batsy's just barely able to buy enough time here, and Monyet with 2 huge kills.
Telur lagi, Cok.
Dropping down. No, he got
OP something anjir.
So was his opponent on the way in, and that gave him just enough time to kind of recover and react to get that second kill before he gets taken
Jason
out.
belum panas lagi Jason nih.
Great reaction of his own in there. You can see he's going to get full flashed. He drops down and it wears off.
Jason kenapa dah?
His opponent's does, so he's able to get the kill. That is clean from something. I mean, obviously that Blade Storm earlier was... you don't see that too often, a play like that, but of course that was...
You never see it.
The one highlight from the Paperrex defender side.
Right now, he's got an op in his hand. That's kind of worrying, a little bit risky. If it pays off, it's huge as well. And I feel like that's something that we're
masih nggak akan nge-pick mereka, Cok. Tim sekarang tuh jarang banget nge-pick overpick, tahu gak sih, guys?
Whenever he wants the op, he's allowed to get it. And it's part of their plan is to let the players do what they're comfortable with. Let them, you know, play the way that they succeed. You know, and that has worked at times and it hasn't at others. So it looked good to start, right? Our first match was something. It looked great.
I mean, they're approaching this round differently now. They're expecting that paint shells to be thrown by lightning fast, and they're holding and delaying the push. And now it strikes Forsaken with the up instead. He's gonna find one pick, but not before more pushes come out of Global. Something will be able to find a bit of damage, but Aaron trades. And then
apa sih ini?
Flares spike down.
Nice
but Jing was prepared for that shot. He's got the showstopper as well, Paper Thin.
30 seconds left.
I mean, Monyet there tried to set up Aaron for that kind of unexpected play. But Jing not
What an
fooled
angle.
even a little bit. He
Oh,
takes the
no.
knife out at the wrong
Timing.
time, though. Oh no,
Just
the
to check,
timing.
we're just jump peeking. It's okay. It's okay. We're good. Global. You still have Batsy on the other side, but of course, guiding light on the side of Forsaken as well. Maybe a little bit of team blind, but Showstopper is actually buying so much time. Fires off the shot. Monyet starts to peek. Gets the first one from the back, but Forsaken plays off contact.
Aduh!
Tries to dodge on over, but Batsy gets him on the cross.
Yeah, this is just a great reaction here from Monyet. He's able to use that Nova Pulse to kind of cross in front there, a little bit of a flash, and then Jing gets completely stuck with that ult in the back. Like you mentioned, he had it. It's a great ult to have, but he kind of pulled it out, and it's so smart here the way that GE is able to react to that, to not suffer any damage from
Anjir,
it.
flick shotnya
Odds
boleh
are
juga.
there for the trade, just so well thought out here. Good team play once again from
Duh,
GE.
blunder Jason nih.
You know, Paperrex still up ahead by 2 rounds.
Duh, masih OP lagi, Cok. Yakin OP lagi dah.
A couple ults in the bag that are really useful. Viper's Pit, of course, you have the counter, Viper's Pit, and a lot of ults for GE.
I mean, in all these firefights, Global has the information to work off of, and that's how they're winning these rounds. Batsy knew where the last player was, just needed to land that micro flick, and he does.
I was going to say, surely PRX doesn't push this Viper's Pit. Like, you guys watched what happened to Talon last week when they tried to do it, right?
Nice.
No.
But that's
We're being careful.
bad. Batsy down. That's a key
Aduh,
piece
tuh kan.
of this puzzle. A good push out by Lightning Fast
OP-nya,
here.
Cok.
You see this a lot with GE, where they like to use that wall.
A lot of sudden aggressions, and it does pay off dividends.
Nice.
Jing.
But then the double
Nice!
satchel, the push forward from Garage. Aaron trying to respond, but the Viper's Pit will be dropped. He's a little bit paranoid that someone might be coming from the back. But
Aduh, tuh kan overpick mulu si Jing kenapa ya?
Lightning Fast.
Tuh padahal tinggal jaga set doang, guys. Selalu dimajuin, gua nggak tahu kenapa dah.
Still an even fight.
Di 2 lawan 2 kan.
See that Paperrex wants to clear out Heaven here. Based on this plant position, that's right by that door. Here comes the ult.
Great. Oh my god, one showstopper, that could end it all. Lightning Fast clears. He's maybe anticipating that they're behind Garage. Almost shot towards Heaven. That's where the contact plays comes out. Guiding light, careful peeks, biding time. But Forsaken's back exposed. Lightning Fast is stuck under hell. Mind Freak pulling them in with the gravity well, not allowing them to get the defuse. And there it is.
Nice. Aaron nih, bos.
Quadra. Mind Freak is back, ladies and gents.
That's so well
Tadi overpick itu coy itu yang ngeri banget, coy. Lihat tadi si Jason bisa bolong bawahnya.
Characteristic plant spot right by that door, and it completely makes GE think that somebody's in the alley. That has to be where he's going to come from. But no, Mind Freak still
Ini Mind Freak lagi panas nih.
to delay. A great entry here by Jing. You know, one of the other things that has been talked about with these two players is, with Jing and Forsaken in this case, is who's going to be able to out-blast pack the other. You know, the Desk talked about it with Lightning Fast. He had some struggles. Jing is the better blast packer.
Aaron 10-2, Cok. Aaron nih, bos. Ganti Monyet, bos. Panasnya kemarin Monyet, sekarang Aaron.
No doubt about it.
Oh, okay. We've seen this before. Toxic Screen to triple peak, but Paperrex is prepared for it. They will be able to spray forward, taking off 3-4 players, 5.
Nice.
Davai. Last one goes to him, 6-2.
Let's go.
Nice attempt. Doesn't work out this
Yeah,
time.
as the EMEA casters say, blink and you miss it. That one.
I kind of blinked on that.
Something juga pedes sih, something lagi pedes juga nih, guys. Jason yang kurang.
Oh my God, I don't know.
My
Tekstur
eyelids are
OP,
taped open,
oke.
and
Yeah, I was
you have
gonna
no
say,
idea.
We've had
Aaron
this
mati nih, Aaron mati, Cok.
we've had to
Aaron mati nih, guys. Kalau di OP, guys. Ini OP, Aaron mati nih. Mereka double pick lah deh, guys.
Not with this series.
No.
Not with the next series either. But here we go. Operator back in hand now. Again, it's Texture Sentinel operator, and he's looking for an early pick.
Nah, mati dia nih.
Yeah, he doesn't have any support here, so this has to be very good. But I mean, Mind Freak might have a decent read on this. He does.
Nice, Mind Freak. Let's go, Aaron.
Not quite the safe position that Texture was hoping for as well. A little bit of an aggression towards mid, but then suddenly double session back. Well, maybe not double, but back in towards sewers and back into A. Bit of a guiding
Ya, tuh gagal flashnya anjir. Si Jason flashnya gagal mulu.
He's calling for backup, but of course Monyet is kind of trapped up. But look at this positioning!
Nice.
Shut down by something up on top of Heaven. Paperrex have got them completely surrounded, but Aaron still able to delete players away. He's got support from Basi as well. Right underneath, something's nose.
B-nya kosong.
Guess what's happening on the other side of the map?
Yeah, I mean, this is just Mind Freak just kind of chilling on the other side of the map there, getting some big kills.
Let's go.
Last couple of rounds here for the side of Paperrex, and now they know, sights open, and the retake here, challenging at best.
Yeah, you might want to say.
Santai. Mind Freak pegang OP,
No
Cok.
doubt. I mean, this is 100% the right move here for GE. It is just too risky. With the way that their economy is to go for it. You can see literally
Atuh sama dulu yuk.
for Aaron, 150 for Monyet.
Itu yang monyet orang Indo, Bang. Iya, monyet orang Indo. Mind Freak orang Indo, Forsaken orang Indo. 3 orang Indo tapi beda tim.
And you need to stabilize here as GE. They've been great on this map. Phenomenal on this map.
Playing the long game. And you have to consider that they are starting on defense as well.
Yeah. I mean, phenomenal on this map previously. Today it hasn't been so good. But GE...
Setelah sejam, Bang. Kenapa guys setelah sejam? Enggak lah. Susah main OP di split, Bang. Iya, split tuh terlalu sempit, Cok. OP susah, guys. Nobar SEA Games Valorant nggak, Bang? Itu kapan, guys?
There's no fear in this Paperrex team. They are perfectly content to just send it at you, and they react so well to things. Like, look what happened.
Monyet Onyx itu, Bang. Iya, Monyet Onyx kan direkrut sama Global Esport, guys. Masuk franchise dia. Besok ya?
That's why I'm really curious, truly, if that was a call made by Divine. The sub mid-round
DRX lawan Genji nonton nggak, Bang? Kayaknya enggak deh. Nonton normal aja nggak gue watch partyin.
Send the spike over to B. It was perfect. On to this next round though. Mind Freak starts things off with a bit of a spray. There is still a triple push coming through though. Something checks the off angle. Will be to find one.
Aduh, 3-3 dapat info tuh.
But gets deleted. Now they're fully aware that there is a weapon lost to Global.
Yeah, they saw 3, so they know that A's the weak side here. Yeah, they know A's the weak side. Texture just trying to buy a little bit of time. Something gonna up and over the slow orb. And now Texture able to dodge the Trailblazer. Wants to think about putting up a wall. Something continuing to pressure in. But didn't check the corner. Jing able to get the trade though.
That's gonna be Heaven kind of lost. Jing drops down to Hell. They're looking for the spike plant. The Texture still a thorn in their sides. Up by elbow. Goes for the peek.
Nice, Davai panas banget, Bos.
A quick double and that leaves Monyet alone. Jing has full control now and he's waiting for the angle. Monyet just pushes into him though.
Certainly not.
Ini kalau kena Thrifty sih gue nggak tahu lagi ya.
Happening. He's dropped. They have to anticipate that he's going back into elbow. Oh no! Not watching the angle at the right time.
Nice.
Forsaken. Thankfully, caught unaware. That is going to be 8-2.
Well, that felt like it was going to be in a Monyet clutch for a moment there, but he turned away. Yeah, he had to check that corner. Yeah,
it's not Monday.
I know. That's Victoria was saying that. She's like, it's not Monday, and I was like, you're right. It's not. Half the time, I don't know what day it is.
Something OP lah. Kenapa ya something dibuat pakai OP ya? Enggak lah, jangan OP lah. Lu kan nggak jadi, Cok.
Pacific Day, yes.
That's right.
Jason tuh bengkel dikit. Dia kalau pakai Sky kurang deh, guys. Dia tuh kalau initiator kurang menurut gua, guys. Lebih ke Sentinel sama Duelist, coy. Ya. Nggak lihat, Ji. Nggak lihat.
Kind of worked out. There was that poison orb in his face. Might have gone really wrong if someone was on the other side.
Yeah, but then you don't,
Aduh, Jing. Kenapa, Jing? Mentok.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta. I mean, but that's the thing with Jing. Like, if he can get those openings like that, get those kills, that does kind of, really put GE on the back foot. It does, like, mental damage as well, right? They're already so far down in this map. It's 8-2 already. And if he's able to just get an opening like that, then that's gotta hurt. That's gotta feel bad when you know it's coming.
Well, now you know. Seekers will confirm it. Something pushing in with a sortie.
What the fuck? Something, anjing.
Monyet will not survive.
Aduh, nice, Davai.
We're back into a contest towards the A site. Viper's Pit now up by Paperrex, but look at how deep this one goes. It might cover off a bit of stream.
Nice, Jing.
Need to block up elbow. Jing has Heaven under control. And this is his domain. This is where he will be able to find a little bit more. Paint shells through. Last one's gonna be Aaron.
Woohoo! Ini baru Jing yang gua kenal.
Allows for Jing to actually sidestep, gets the headshot. 9-2.
I mean, that's just Jing.
Bancio minatin Wifi din ya guys ya.
Reading the angles perfectly, reading the timing of Texture trying to push up ropes. That's everything you want out of Jing. You know, even though the blast back off the rip doesn't go well, it's okay. He's gonna make up for it, and then some here.
I have to be a little bit honest here, Paperfit.
Yeah, go ahead.
It kind of looks
Wah
like...
gila, Jing nih bos.
But is Aaron possibly
Let's go.
able to read what Paperrex is throwing at them? 'Cause it looks like he's kind of delayed, and he used those seekers to really confirm information, but by the time they wanted to react to it, Paperrex is already all over the A site.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like that, you know, the tempo and the style here is
Wah
massively
dia,
different
tuh kan.
than what we
Ini
saw in
menurut gue sih ini Paperrex lagi ngambil tempo banget ya. 10-2 nggak sih?
You know, sometimes if you get in that flow, you get in that momentum, you're reading your opponent so well, like we saw in the second half of Icebox, you know, with Aaron, that can mess with you a little bit if, like, the ideas and the thought process change so drastically. Oh my god, something again. Dude, these Blade Storms have been absolutely nasty.
Speaking of drastic, I mean, how do you read what can't be read? How do you read Chaos? Maybe Monyet can. Maybe he is that anchor that Global are looking for. Inside of his nebula, he peeks out.
Aduh, kan.
Oh my god! A sudden 90-degree flick!
No way.
Anjir Monyet, es lagi kah?
How is he doing this? Mind Freak, Indonesian controller versus Indonesian controller.
He's on for the ace.
M versus M. He is down really low though, a single shot, but he's not looking
Aduh,
the right
es lagi
direction.
Monyet loh, Cok.
Monyet with the ace to save Global from extinction.
I mean, it wouldn't be a map of Split without a Monyet ace. I mean, he is just every time he's good for one. I don't even understand it. He's
Against
amazing.
TRX, against Talon. He's
Yeah.
come off with ace so many times.
He has 3 aces and all of them are on Split. It's just unbelievable.
Ini mapnya si Monyet, Cok, emang, Cok.
I mean, he just reacts there so well.
Itu apaan deh flick shotnya deh? Ini Jason juga kenapa nggak? Jason kenapa itu?
The right place, but I'll be damned if he doesn't react to things insanely quickly. This one just a great, you know, kind of read on Mind Freak's position, but
Is that Aaron?
yes.
And like we spoke to SK Rossi last week, this is a huge morale boost. They might be down 3 versus 9
Bulan
right
3
now,
lagi
but
guys.
Global, that surely gives them a big boost.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And now you move over to your attacker side. If you can win the pistol, then all of a sudden it's likely 9-5, right? Like you look at that score, like 9-3 looks bad, and then you look at 9-5 and you go, well, you know what? That's not too
Jason
bad.
kurang panas nih, Jason. Ayo Jason.
You're much more confident, especially off the backs of plays like that. So
Emang bisa campur nationality rosternya, Bang? Bisa lah. Lu mau pakai orang bule juga, mau pakai alien juga kayak boleh.
But if Lightning Fast has cleaned up some of his blast backing, some of his entries, you know, we don't have a little bit of whoopsies with paint shells, then this could go well, I think.
Or entirely possible. Or are we invoking the curse right now, Paperfit?
No, we don't believe in the curse.
Don't believe in curses. Okay. I mean, I do think this is
Jing begini,
still
Jos. Anjay, Jing.
a little bit more comfortable for
Hai ke Jing ke cewek-cewek kan.
Get a little bit complacent with this. It's gonna hurt.
Yang diminum di cup apaan ya? Air putih kali.
Well, what the match key is, it's really eat or be eaten at this point. Global are desperately looking for the win. They are looking to climb up in these standings. Whereas on Paperrex's side, they might be able to afford some losses. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's also not the best. It's so dangerous right now.
Yeah, if you're going to compete for one of those top 2 spots, you know, to get the buys in the playoffs, then Paperrex has to win this match, basically, because you already have Genji and DRX who are squaring up next, both undefeated so far. Of course, somebody will lose a game, but still, they're both pretty far ahead, and so therefore, you know, for Paperrex, up with that pace, this is a huge.
Bisa jadi isinya energy drink juga, bisa jadi. Biar melek guys, biar melek.
Not a must win, but very close to. You would love to get.
Ini pistolan harus dapat lagi sih. Kalau dapat lagi udah aman sih nih Paperrex nih. 3 orang panas Paperrex guys. Jasonnya kurang sih ini. Tim paling perform apa? DRX lah. Jadi tanya, DRX nggak unbeatable anjir.
You know, there's no doubt that GE has the potential.
Talking about Lightning Fast versus Jing. We also have Monyet versus Mind Freak.
Yes.
We have to say Monyet so far has been performing fantastic.
And Mind Freak too. Both have had really good maps.
Ya apa dah?
The paint shell, the frenzy from Aaron will be able to destroy. 2 players gone. A bit of an exchange. Something just hold up and prepare to receive. Instant tailwind back. But surely you have to prepare for ramps, and he finds only one shot. Mindfreak is the only one left. We talked about him, and he has to show up
Tuh kan,
right now.
Cok, si Jason tuh apa sih utility usage-nya masih gagal, Cok. Dia nggak kena, Cok, stun-nya.
He's a big part, frankly, of why their pistol rounds have been so one-sided for GE. And it looks like they might get another one now. If Mindfreak checks this angle, if he can get the first win, that's the first piece of the puzzle.
All right, what's the second piece? Maybe he's got to find them, but look at how they're holding this. A bit of a crossfire position. Spike down, and as soon as he taps it, both of them are going to swing outside of main. So he pulls it off.
Aduh, nice try.
Tries to fake it,
Harusnya mau kayak itu
but
sih.
the double peek still secures it anyway. Like you said, Aaron, Frenzy, iconic duo.
Yeah, no doubt. There's something special about him with that
Kejar
gun.
nih, Cok. Berat nih.
It's really impressed me with the Frenzy more than others.
Also, global and pistol win. Also iconic duo.
Exactly. And again, it's stuff like this. You know, Aaron.
Padahal udah 3 orang mereka loh, jaga set loh.
Things like that that are just so. They just said it. Frenzy God. Yeah, absolutely, it's true. Aaron said something really funny to me before this match that I can't say on the stage. But he cracks me up, dude. He's so funny. He's just got a great attitude. He came in today super confident.
Also a cracked player.
He's very good. And he you know, again, Icebox, you know, you could tell he was dialed in. He was reading things well. It was a tough side, but going up against that double duelist of Paperrex is hard for anybody. We've seen the best teams in the world struggle against that.
A little bit more in control on the attacking side, if anything, I think, because you get to be more active as
Oke, dia tahu ke A semua, Cok. Udah. A deh, A5 dah. Dapat Rifty, enak banget nih, sumpah guys, sumpah nggak bohong.
Right now, Paperrex has to be the one to react accordingly to these plays. They hear so much utility being dumped up on towards A. I don't know if they can actually hold it down, though. Forsaken, only a classic in hand. Utility almost all spent. A guiding light refreshed now, but he's going to get spammed with util. And he's trying to hide, trying to stay corrected, but no! Spectre will still be able to run and gun through.
Aduh, nggak dapet lagi.
Rampage off his own. A quick double, a third! The blast packs will ring true for him. Something peeks out. But not quite finding the shot now. In fact, having a nade blown up in his face. Goes back towards screen.
That's what we wanted to see from Lightning Fast. Those were some great blast packs, some great accurate shooting right off the landings. Beautiful stuff from Lightning Fast. Let's see if something could drop a few more Spectres. If you get 1 or 2 more, you know, 1's okay, 2's great. He can find it, but nobody's given an inch. Now they're going to try to play off of that contact. Yeah.
Oh man, look at how many of them
Duh,
were just
gila dikeroyok deh,
the
Cok.
angle, and then for Aaron to come up from behind.
Yeah, just great stuff here from Lightning Fast.
Aduh. Ayo guys.
Why we've really been hammering home this.
Harusnya dapat 2 atau 3 tadi guys itu guys. Mereka tuh 5 stack A tadi, mereka ke A harusnya dapat 2 atau 3 minimal. Tapi nggak dapat sama sekali, Cok. Dapat cuma Jing doang aja 1 guys. Shotgun itu pun.
Both of our Astros are having great maps. You know, Monyet 13 and 3 or 13 and 13, excuse me, and 14 and 6 for Mindfreak. I mean, that first half for Mindfreak was.
Apa Moyet nggak main di Indo aja bang? Soalnya tim Indo kagak ada yang masuk franchise. Cuaks.
And the Astros, but something.
Cuma RRQ doang. RRQ kemarin nolak Monyet.
That's gonna be the Jet. Still though, I'm just giggling at how he was jiggling with that Sheriff earlier on.
Well, sometimes, you know, just trying to stay active, trying to keep the circulation going, you know.
And now trying to be a little bit more proactive on the B site, blocking off the push. But if anything, it's just Global actually baiting out util. In fact, rotating back forward now. Paperrex won't have that much left.
Ya, mereka ditinggal
I
nih.
think really want somebody to push out from Paperrex to see if they can get that pick, upgrade a gun, and then try to make their way through. But Paperrex, I love the way they're playing. Nobody's, you know, playing contact here. Jing can afford to get one and leave. Throw the blast pack.
Okay,
So good.
leave, please leave.
No, he doesn't need to. He dodged the flash.
All right. They might not be aware of it, but
Aduh.
Mindfreak gets caught lacking. Asleep at the wheel, and that allows for Global to go in towards the B site. The only one there that can hold it off is something. Maybe backed up by Forsaken, and they will make it happen. Basi, the only one left,
Nice.
trying to pick up a different weapon.
Nah, Jason, let's go, Jason.
Out of ammo, but Forsaken
Tapi kebuang mati 2, Cok.
full set. 10-5, Paperrex.
Oke, yuk. 3 lagi yuk.
Yeah, I mean, a great little micro play from Jing there at the ropes that, you know, he could play for the first kill, throws
Jing
the flash back,
ngepanas nih Jing nih. Jing something nih, bos.
Because the flash goes so far past him, actually, because I think, you know, Batsy's expecting Jing to fall back, right? Nah, not Jing. He's got too much confidence. And therefore, you know, the flash doesn't connect enough. that they can pressure him. They can.
Penting jangan OP bang, nggak OP sih harusnya guys. Dia tahu OP susah di split cok.
But the reaction there for Paperrex, that round really well handled.
Aduh kan.
Aduh
kan apa sih bertigaan nih? Bertigaan apaan gini sih ngeplik-piknya ngero banget anjir.
Slaps your hand. Get out of that cookie jar.
Aduh apa dah suka begitu cok.
All I can think about is that stupid song.
Yes. Who took the cookie from?
Mentah banget nge-pick cok, kagak di flash, kagak disedot. Aduh.
Now it's in my head. Thanks, Quack.
I'm sorry. I'm like smiling.
I know that this does.
Itu harus dicek sih cok, nggak bisa cok gitu mulu udah mati berkali-kali gara-gara begitu guys, sumpah guys.
I can just tell. I have something about it. All right, here comes.
Oh no.
Freak. Oh my God, Munyet.
And it works! Oh!
Nice!
A double! Maybe the third? Bozzy goes
Aduh.
in, but... Alright. Again, he's the guy who stops you from putting your hand in that cookie jar.
That's right.
Spike gets planted now, and maybe a little bit slow on the rotations. The crossfire has been set up. It's 2-on-3, and it's easy pickings for lightning fast and texture. ZOWIE tries to dance forward with this, though. Gets blinded for a second, tries to flush him out of position with a snake bite, but it doesn't go deep enough. Tries to spray with the Phantom, but Bozzy collects on that fourth. And that's going to be a round for Global.
That's just a great round from Batsy. I mean, huge. He just shot up to the top of the KD standings for GE off this round. I mean, just the way that him and Lightning Fast are playing off each other, they're great. Mind Freak, what a lurk, what a flank. Gets 2 huge kills, but it's Batsy with the reaction there to kind of bail his team out.
Kalau si Mind Freak dapat 3 tadi menang tuh cok.
Party in Mumbai, absolutely loving it. That's the real reaction I wanted to see. I was trolling.
Bisa kekejar nih guys, bahaya nih guys, udah 6 nih cok.
Just absolutely pop it off. And again, that's the duality of man right there. Some rounds we see Jin going crazy and even with the aggression, even with the ego to just go in and in again. But this time, you get peeked, and that's going to be the punishment from Bozzy. On to the next round now, and that's going to be Paperrex trying to slow things down, trying to play some default defensive position. Zero information so far, though, because Global are pulling off a default of their own.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
Nice.
God. He's unbelievable. He just does not miss knives. He's just disgusting. It's just not even fair. You can't even peek against it. He's so fast.
He is something. We'll have the Poison Cloud back up on mid, though, and that allows for Jing to get a little bit adventurous with this. The double, well, one
Jing!
satchel.
Aduh Jing, ngapain?
Putting his foot down.
It's okay, you've got 2 heals, so you know you can afford to take a little bit of damage there.
And I think that's what Global are trying to do now. You know, expecting Paperrex to push. Maybe Lightning Fast gets a little punished by that sudden peak from something, but
yeah. And you're right, they are. I mean, Paperrex is pushing. Something's already in spawn. Oh my God, he reads that. ZOWIE though with the response. It's a kill. The Viper's Pit is gonna come up and
okay.
Vifi jangan over Vifi.
Right on the edge.
Vifi, santai Vi.
They have to stick it. Surely spraying through the Viper's Pit will connect some shots. He drops down. Oh, and he's gotten the round. Something doesn't even need to do anything anymore. No way you defuse. But Aaron is still fighting.
Nice. Let's go Thrifty bro.
I mean, it was just. I thought for a moment there maybe there was a world he gets that last kill, but I mean, yeah, GE needs a timeout. They could not get that spike down. I mean, ZOWIE just no respect for that Viper's Pit whatsoever.
I can't really tell or see it, but like something just like AFK'd in the last, like the moment ZOWIE got the frag, he didn't do anything anymore. It's like, all right, we won. Look at that.
GG. Well, I think he was waiting at the edge. I think he was expecting that push out from Aaron potentially.
Let's go.
Who knows? Maybe there was a.
Om tiga.
You know, I think he was expecting that push out. He just kind of guessed wrong on which angle Aaron would come out from.
We've gotten the round. One more is going to be match point, and hence the timeout for Global. Looking to find a crack, a slip in Paperrex's defense.
Yeah, it's really tough when you have a confident Paperrex that starts disrespecting your utility, that starts, you know, playing ahead of what you expect. I mean, we saw it with Jig, right, where he's able to get ahead of the flash. This time,
it's something.
It's something, right? I mean, they don't respect your utility. They're going to try to get ahead of you because that's the way that they feel comfortable winning.
Jadwal starting nggak bang? Mungkin malam ada guys, mungkin malam.
Is using your own utility against you. And in this case, you know, you're not expecting Divide to just, you know, be right there to watch the edge of that Viper's pit and then drop right down in and get another kill, and that's it's devastating.
Exactly. Some of those are really individual performances from Paperrex, and we're seeing it on stats right now, all those kills on their side. But maybe this time, a little bit of a default perhaps, looking for some mid-round adaptation. We've seen this toxic screen, we've seen the Nebula up on top, but
Lu masukin tuh.
we're just being blocked off by Davai.
Yeah, they're trying to set up those fast kind of dissipates with the smokes and
Tuh, nafsu kan overpick lagi.
in time to that.
Overheating a little bit. So, Mind Freak able to anchor down B.
Nice.
Gets a shot.
Just the way that Aaron's body scooted across the
Oh no.
I got the spike.
And this is a global that's looking to make something work. The mid push, the B split, but information has been gathered and reacted to upon by Paperrex. Jing now, the first shot, and then he goes for the chase.
Let's go.
A second kill to secure the win, and Paperrex have gotten match point.
Yeah, this is just good stuff here from Paperrex.
Let's go dah. Missing mereka nggak sih?
They're reading
Mereka
the
miskin
angles, they're finding
guys.
the
Let's
timing.
go. Map 3, let's go.
Certainly looking like they're going to win this map. Tons of ults available for them. Jing with the showstopper. So does Lightning Fast. Maybe we'll get the showstopper joust here or something. I don't know.
Oh,
I would love that, but it doesn't look like it based on the map. Sadly, the raises are on opposite sides. But you've got kind of the lightsaber duel over on A with the toxic screen. It does look like that, doesn't it? It does, yeah.
Tiri-turi-tut-tut.
Vader about to fight over there.
oh.
Kena shoot anjir.
With global, they have to make this one work. They're looking to contest against it. Showstopper has been popped by Lightning Fast, and something is just waiting on the other side to land a mid-air shot. They continue to push forward, and it's a huge clash between both teams. Lightning Fast getting traded out now, and that's 2 players left on global side. Mind Freak popping the Cosmic Divide.
Aduh, nafsu banget sih Jing, lompat.
And then Divide blocking them off from the spike.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah, this is so smart from Divide. Knew the spike was
Dare you
down.
peek through.
Yeah, I mean, now you got to find some way with 0 utility to get through here. And you're going to have to trick Paperrex on positioning. It is a 2v2. You've got that going for you. Bazi's able to find a Vandal, but
Shorty in hand.
yeah, I mean, that's really tough to deal with.
Airin nih, waduh Airin muter cok. Pinter juga Airin cok, lihat Airin pinter banget cok.
As long as possible. If anything, Aaron comes up from behind. Maybe he finds Mind Freak. I mean, maybe he finds Divide, excuse me, and then that could be the trick. But look at how Mind Freak's pushing deeper and deeper. Bazi waiting for Aaron to go through the barrel. Oh, he kind of sneaked through, but Mind Freak gets the shot anyway. Not expecting him on the left side, and that's gonna be Aaron now. Wait, what?
Did he get through?
He did. He picked up the spike.
Oh
1
my
HP.
God.
He has to stick it now, though. And they're just trying to jump peek against him. Can he find a little bit of cover? He's going to try to make it happen. Both of them dropping down, rushing in onto him, trying to play against his nerves, but Aaron going for the spray.
Nice!
He commits, but the spray does not connect. Defy with the triple. And Paperrex 13-6, they claim map 2.
Yeah, so a great bounce back here for Paperrex. So both teams taking their map picks away from each other. And I think a sigh of relief here.
Davai lagi panas mulu cok. Davai GG sih sumpah. Davai lagi perform banget guys.
Icebox, I'm sure alarm bells were ringing. And now we can silence them, at least for now.
At least for now.
Yeah, at least for now. GE though, I mean, you know, the attacker side started good, but the defender side just...
Davai sih emang, Davai ini kunci bro.
They couldn't really get a read. They couldn't ever control the map. It just was like Paperrex was just kind of going wherever they wanted, however they wanted. And again, it's just when Paperrex is confident, that's when they're scary. And Mind Freak had one hell of a map, dude. 20 kills, 8 deaths, 6 assists.
Finding his form again.
Yes.
He got some clutches. There was that 1-on-2 clutch that he won in a round. And of
Davai
course,
adalah Jawa. Nggak gitu.
Match summary is showing us that Paperrex confident, individual performance, everyone performed. Maybe Forsaken is the one assisting them this time, but we have 4 Paperrex players on top of the entire global squad. Global definitely did try though. I mean, we saw some signs of greatness. We saw some rounds where they were trying to
kunci
utility from Paperrex,
Davai.
but this is how Paperrex plays. You know, it's very much 50-50. There are some rounds where they push out and they get punished by Bazi. But some other rounds, not so much, and then it becomes a big question mark in the minds of, say, Aaron.
Nonton di stage bang. Korea jauh Korea.
This sounds kind of basic to say, but they're often like really prepared for the angles that.
Mantap, Paperrex siapa tuh?
So they've done their homework. You know, they've seen what
Orang Indo kah?
does on this map, how they approach it, what kind of positions they like to hide in, and it felt like almost every
Berarti
time.
Pearl ya. Gue mau ngecek dulu guys. Pearlnya sini GG kan? Coba kita cek ya Pearl.
A great performance from them, and you know, again.
Pearlnya kita lihat Pearlnya si Global Esport ya. Global Esport Pearlnya ini.
Gonna go for it. It was confidence. It was, you know, let's just literally W key. I mean, for lack of a better description, I'm not going to give away exactly what I was told, but
all
wasn't
aim,
too far
no
off.
brain, just go, just double key it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what we love to watch. But then, is that going to work every single time though?
Kita
Because
ngecek
our
Pearlnya
next
gimana
map
sih
is
anjir?
going to be Pearl. We'll let our desk handle that analysis. We're going to go for a quick break. Do not click that X on your browser.
Stats. Bye. Specific click. Pearlnya 2 kali dipilih guys. Lawan Zeta. Ntar cara lihat menangnya gimana sih? Oh win 1 lose 1 dia guys. Dia menang lawan Zeta. Lawan T1 dia kalah tapi. Pas lawan Zeta dia menang. Oh menang kalau lawan Zeta. Iya coba 2-1. Pearlnya Global Esport dapat loh lawan Zeta. Lawan Zeta GG begitu, tapi Zetanya lagi nggak perform sih. Zetanya lagi nggak perform cuy. Texturnya perform nih. Wrongski harusnya main guys. Dia main ini berarti guys. Dia fix main ini guys, main Kayo. Mereka main Astra, Fate, Jet, Kayo sama si Killjoy. Killjoy si Jason main lagi. Tapi kalau Jason Killjoy-nya nggak panas gimana cuy? Nggak ada yang tahu cuy. Kan tergantung pilot ya guys. Pas lawan T1 mereka kalah Pearl itu 13-8. Pas lawan T1 si Wronski sama monyetnya bau. Makanya Jason di match ini lagi kurang wangi. Gue takutnya dia jadi sentinel kurang gitu loh, takutnya aja. Gua harap sih enggak ya. Ardi udah nggak main lagi bang, main. Ting 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 ting. Dead Island 2 seru gak sih guys? Gue pengen tahu deh. Apakah Dead Island 2 itu seru guys atau enggak guys? Seru kah? Soalnya nggak S1 kurang seru cok. Etos tadi setelah puasa kapan? Kan udah nggak sahur lagi. Kayaknya sih aku akan main start itu sekitar jam 8 gitu, jam 7, jam 8, jam 9 malam. Monitor bagus nih, 360 Hz, Excel 2566K, ZOWIE nih bos. Antum Ali ikut ke Bandung nggak bang? Nggak tahu deh. Pura-pura nggak tahu dulu aja. Ting 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 ting. Game Grounded 2 kapan bang? Grounded 2 emang ada? Ada.
Welcome back to the desk here at VCT Pacific. Just want to give a shout out to Riot for pulling up the start time.
Aku JP 600.000 THR bang. Boleh dong bagi-bagi dong 300.000-nya.
Paperrex and Global Esports. Paperrex strikes back, and now we are heading for Pearl.
Baru nunggu cari game bang.
I mean, surprisingly,
Game sih gua ada beberapa game sih guys.
one-sided affair here. 13-7 for Icebox there. Global to take it away. Paperrex, they bounce back and they claim Global's map pick here.
Bah, kamu ngelawan serangan lagi itu bukannya grounded, Bu. Itu small lane.
Stuff and clearly doing their homework, knowing how Global like to
Kamu ke Bandung juga ya, Bang? Iya.
fairly fast turnaround, only 1 week to prepare for this, given that it was a slightly
Ntar aku cek dulu deh.
fast coming into the lineup here, but they were very well able to be able to take down Global here on this map and kind of just read every single move they were going for.
I go back to map 1 and the unusual
Gravekeeper mau dimainin juga nggak? Mau. Gue soalnya Bang Winda ternyata mau main Gravekeeper dan gue langsung pengen main juga jadinya. Wah, Jason anjir ATX-nya cuma 112 cuy.
I think they stuck to their roots as well. They were consistently very aggressive, very explosive. Their initiation.
Coba nanti ngevlog Bang, ya jelas lah. Ngevlog mah gampang guys, nggak pakai GoPro.
Yeah, I think one thing that we can see just from here, obviously this screen, it always shows just the pure KD, the kill to death, but not a single person on the side of Global Esports going positive in terms of pure KD instead of KDA. Just goes to show that obviously Paperrex kind of back in form in terms of pure fragging power. And then on top of that, there were a couple rounds where we could see kind of the ideas and minds behind Paperrex really starting to come together once again. I mean, there was an excellent 2v2, Tasteless, that you were pointing out backstage where Paperrex was able to close it out and get another win on the board.
Yeah, let's pull this one up on screen now. This little duel that we had over here, over at B, we saw the spike get planted over here, just in front of the door, just in front of the entrance. And this in the past has not been as common of a spot to put the spike at. But what it does is it makes you very concerned about the alley and the fact that, you know, if you're going to try to go for a defuse,
Nice.
pop out around the corner, get that kill pretty quickly. But in fact, it was a double stack up on top in heaven. And what they did really effectively is basically just milk the clock. They didn't come out, they didn't overexpose themselves, and they forced a scout all the way from Aaron down into the hall to then get the confirmation. Nobody's here. But by then it's almost too late. They just don't have that much time to work with. We see an attempt here on the first defuse. But again, there's just not that much time left. They pull it away with the gravity well, pop out again, get the kill, and there
Mind freaking boss.
Tactical round there from PRX.
Yeah, it was really well piloted, and one of the biggest things was like being able to take away.
Tentu pas lagi lihat kan ternyata keluar negeri Bang.
The economy from
Gak tahu guys. Kok gue ngantuk ya guys?
I mean, it was a very
Kalian udah kelar belum acara lebarannya guys? Udah keluar guys, minta malak-malakin uang.
I mean, mostly on the heroics of Monyet, which we'll see in a moment.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's
We'll just
pull
go
it
ahead
up
and
right
dive
away.
straight into it since we're on topic here. But yeah, I mean, Monyet, for whatever reason.
Kamu tim keyboard miring atau lurus kayak apa saya player? Saya udah Bang dapat 700.000. Bagi dong, bagi ini dong, bagi 10% dong.
Takes down texture, takes minimal damage, and Monyet just continues to be an absolute beast of an anchor on the B site.
Untuk memberikan streaming yang lebih baik lagi, saya menghimbau agar kalian semua yang nonton video streamer ini untuk memberikan 10% THR kalian kepada saya karena saya nggak dapat THR. Terima kasih.
Yeah, I think he ends with 13. Yeah, 13 kills at the very end. So yeah, wasn't really able to find any additional value going into that second half on the attack. So things were definitely, it was definitely on struggle street. The whole team was here for the side of Global, which was unorthodox, just given the impactful performances that we have seen from them time and time again on this map. So again, big credit goes over to the side of Paperrex for the way that they prepared for this.
Saya iklannya dong, iklan mulu ngapain? Habis itu gue bobo dulu kali, gue ngantuk banget coy, sumpah coy.
They just ran right into it, and the casters mentioned it as well. Obviously, kind of the pace and speed that Paperrex brought.
Yang dapat bocah doang Bang. Ya kan yang nonton gue bocah kan, habis ini live lagi nggak? Gue mau live lagi, cuman gue nggak tahu deh. Apa gue bobo dulu ya, gue ngantuk kok.
We talked about Monyet versus Mindfreak when we were opening up the match today, and Mindfreak finally kind of putting up the type of performances that we have been expecting him to do for a long time.
Mindfreak has really stepped it up. It was one of the big things we were talking about as before we went into even map 1 is how is Mindfreak going to play? And he had a lot of moments that could have gone either way, and he really dominated. Always getting those initial shots off, always able to control the site. And I think had he not been able to do this, we would have had either a very close PRX victory or possibly a Global Esports 2-0.
Yeah, I mean this was the form that we want to see from Mindfreak.
Yo, mainnya terus bersama ngantuk juga nih Bang. Abis ini kayaknya tidur bentar kali ya, tidur sejam setengah 2 jam guys ya.
They were able to take some decent
THR sama Om Alex.
but overall it's still just he wasn't finding value. His ADR was absolutely through.
Contoh nggak guys, gue pakai baju ini, baju bagus tau, baju kokonya.
This is a complete turnaround, a glow up here from Mindfreak, and this is what we want to see from this guy every single game. Didn't quite get it in map number 1, but here he comes out.
Ya, akhirnya ini bajunya bagus guys, nggak lembut gitu loh bahannya loh.
Leading the charge in that regard, as far as how much impact they can find, and this was just.
Feeling lonely, I got something to say, I'm gonna home me. I am crying in my room, stick up my own name. Kayak Big Sutong bang, kurang ajar.
That both teams have kind of tinkered around with, obviously on the side of Paperrex, famously using the Phoenix. We'll see if that.
Aku ini adalah pesulap merah.
Today, as they face off against Global Esports, but Mindfreak, one word that you kept pointing out was impact, right? And it's not about just the number of kills, but the fact that he's getting these kills that really change the round and kind of transform how the rest of his team can play around.
Yeah, absolutely. It's these critical moments. It could go either way, and he's able to clutch it. And this is a relief to see because this is a guy we had these huge expectations for coming into this, and we were worried, is he going to be able to actually calibrate to this environment?
Lama banget map 3 lah. Map 3 apakah akan ganti player lagi? Apakah BNK akan menggantikan Davai? BNK akan bermain guys. Kita lihat aja guys.
Yeah, and the big question now is, do we see any more roster changes, right? Going into Pearl, I think coming into Split, the changes on both sides were quite expected to a certain point in terms of the compositions they play and what they've shown before. But on Pearl, right?
Satu sama kah? Iya, satu sama guys.
Go back to the Phoenix, and if something continues to play the Jet. And then on the side of Global Esports, I mean, you still have Ronsky, who used to, play the first couple weeks as they only had those 5 players. Will he come back in? Also, SK Rossi does he come back in for Pearl as well?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of questions. I think mostly surrounding the global camp as far as what they want to do. I think for the side of
Stardew bang, Stardew nanti dah, Stardew kocak, nanti dulu cok. Pada malam kita Stardy kali ya, jam berapa ya? Jam 9 kali, Stardy apa jam 12, setuju nggak? 9-12 Stardy ya nggak? Oke. Tapi minimal harus setor 10% ini guys, THR kalian ke gue ya, baru gue live ya. Siapin THR kalian untuk mediasi antar malam ya.
Global Esports, and they very well could, but I think that for them, don't overtune it too much. There's been a little bit of experimenting already here today. Maybe it's time to go back to something that looks a little bit more stock standard. For the side though, I think for both teams, they have both come off of some decent victories as far as
lagu badas bang kalau Jason panas. Gue takutnya Jason kurang panas nih sih di map ini, gue takutnya aja ya.
I think both teams are
pas tahun baru Cina dapat kah bang? Dapat kalau gue dapat.
But this of course is possibly going to be our first look at Global with Rossi on the lineup.
Ada tuir biasa nggak sih bang? Lah emang gue udah tuir, gue belum tuir, gue masih kecil. Aku baru lulus SMA. Badanku masih kecil begini, aku masih anak bocah tahu. Masih kecil guys, minta THR pak.
They gotta bring Rossi back into this, in my opinion. I think it would be foolish to not try to utilize him. This has been a very interesting best of 3, and that there's been several times we're kind of surprised by who they've picked or who they've removed. I'm even kind of surprised they took Rossi out in map 2, to be honest.
It's just not going to be known for the Raze, which is considered quite an essential part. I mean, they could have Rossi and Lightning Fast go for a double duelist setup, but just given the setup, I mean, maybe now that they've had this loss under their belt, maybe Global will reassess how they actually decide to approach Split for future matches. Maybe they say, okay, you know what, teams are getting a read on us. We need to shake things up a little bit. Maybe that does end up being the adjustment. We'll have to just wait and see.
Oke, Wronski main nggak Wronski coba lihat. Oke, Davai tetap main, Samning tetap main, Jing tetap main, nice.
Not going to be going for any changes on their side of the arena, of course, Jing as well.
Yeah, the cameraman was really waiting for that last spot. I was like, oh no,
I'm like, oh no, who's gonna be?
It's CTRS again.
Nah, Wronski main kan?
We're gonna okay. So we've got Ronsky coming back in. So hey, shout out to all the Aussie viewers. But it's gonna be Texture stepping away. So this is the first time that we see him subbed out.
Yeah, but that must mean, I mean, either Lightning Fast is staying and they're figuring out a race combo,
tapi Texture kemarin pedes loh, Cok.
has to be coming back in for that Jet, right? That seems to have been the change they
Rossi main.
Texture is now
main dia.
Sentinel. And okay, so it is Rossi coming back in for that Jet position, and then Ronsky being subbed in over Texture.
So we can assume that Ronsky, I mean, just given what he's shown us so far, is widely been KO.
Yes.
So I'm expecting, and the last time that they did play here on Pearl, he was playing KO.
Gila monyet untouchable guys, monyet ganti-ganti guys. Guys juga 7 guys, Paperrex 7 player, guys juga 7 player. Iron IGL udah pasti nggak diganti. Basi kayaknya juga nggak bakal diganti deh, dia inisiator yang lumayan bagus guys.
Then from there, I suppose this is going to be Aaron back over to Killjoy. So it seems like when you want to work this KO in, when you want to have Rossi playing Jet, you obviously can't sub out your IGL. Well, I mean, Paperrex do it all the time.
Some teams do.
But
Paling 10 ya bang. Kagak cok, 7 juga. 7 apa 8? Enggak 7 guys.
So this is, you know, same composition that we have been seeing from Global Esports over the last several times that they have played on this map, and pretty much, yeah, the same here from the side of Paperrex as well. Jing back on the Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, both sides kind of sticking true to what they've shown so far, having faith that the compositions were not, they don't need any change.
Iron Killjoy bos.
How you adjust to each other.
Exactly, and this is really going to be about, you know,
yang lagi itu serasnya banyak banget dengan playstyle berbeda. Nah, Paperrex juga pengennya begitu ntar guys. Playstyle berbeda-beda dia pakai kan orangnya sekarang 7 nih. Ntar misalnya mainin si Benkai, main defensif kah, tiba-tiba mainin si Jing for second something, main W kah, kita nggak tahu kan. Kalau smoker mah jarang guys yang mau make guys. Smoker tuh sebenarnya susah tau, roll susah itu smoker guys.
Thank you very much, Will, and he's right. You know, it really comes down to how well they adjust to each other. But that's the thing. I think it reminds me of this Bruce Lee quote, right? Like, be water. You know, empty your mind.
Yes,
that's what it is. You gotta be formless, be shapeless. You put water in a cup, it becomes a cup, and that's kind of how Paperrex are playing. But that's the thing. Also, if water can flow, it can also.
Doa-doa, amin, amin. Semoga Paperrex bisa menutup series dengan skor 2-1 ya guys ya.
And that's when it's when they're at their best, when they're like a waterfall, when they're torrential, like a downpour, right? They're coming at you. And that's what has made Paperrex so good.
Smoker tuh jarang guys yang pakai yang bisa bagus banget, Cok. Walaupun nggak ngekill, biasa smoker tuh supportnya gila, cuy.
In terms of rounds, and I mean Forsaken on that KJ at that time was all over the map.
Smoker liat Mako gila mainnya kan. Mako siapa lagi, coy? Mako, Marv, Mind Freak, Monyet nih udah gila-gila coy smoker sekarang, Cok.
Is something that GE has to be aware of here, especially on this attacker side, to start out, is that Forsaken not afraid to push space as a Killjoy, even without that sort of conventional utility that, you know, maybe lurkers have, like sentinels and controllers, or a lot of times the lurkers, you know, but KJs usually are more like kind of holding flanks, being steadfast, but he will absolutely push space. Now, this could be decently free. Aaron might go for one with the Frenzy, but as good as he is with the Frenzies, this time around, a little bit too difficult to find much value.
Definitely.
Oh, di anjing flanknya 4, Cok.
Respect the fact that something's pushing with the shorty. Almost as if this was 2021 Valorant, but back into it we go. They already have the spike down. They have full control, and they just need to watch these angles towards defender spawn, towards the back of the ramp. They're watching it. They've got
nice. Gila kombonya, Cok. Lihat tuh. Wah, ini pearlnya asik sih guys. Flawless nggak sih? Flawless nggak sih? Flawless. Nice, flawless nggak sih?
Individual duels will not favor you this time, and Aaron might have Frenzy, but put down an alarm bot too, and that gives away his position.
Yeah, he's just looking for some value out of this round. He's gonna die no matter what. Okay, he's got the one against the shorty, the long-range shorty. A little bit wanting there from something, but
no, Davai dead.
Yeah, look, we've all been there. We've all tried it.
Ya, aneh tekstur diganti, nggak tahu sih kalau soalnya Escarosi lagi panas, guys. Harusnya kan tekstur tuh Jet. Tapi karena dia ngeliat Escarosi lagi nge-kill banyak, dia suruh, oh anjir, Jason panas nih.
You don't have a choke attachment on that thing.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. There's no helping the shorty. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Well, that's why, alright, you know, it's still fast.
Nggak, pokoknya gini guys, pokoknya dia tuh pasti ngeliat di mana yang siapa yang main lagi panas dimainin pasti, Cok. Kan si Escarosnya di killnya nge-M-nya lagi gila-gila tuh.
Paperrex was great. I mean, they had it covered, they had it identified. The utility just not able to break it open, and great shots with those ghosts. Just lock it down here, and now they're gonna go immediately over to the other side of that map. Look at this push out in the mid.
Wow.
Or the side of GE.
Gila lo langsung kan.
4-man coming through. Batsy on the site there, just kind of getting the info that it's going to be happening.
Flanknya banyak mulu jadi guys, dia nggak main nge-flank mulu, Cok.
They don't know where this is going. GE is still kind of trying to figure out if there's anybody around, if there's anything going on, and in fact, a Trailblazer to check there, so good awareness from Divide that could be happening. Now, Jing here has an opportunity to do some real damage.
Aduh, kan gitu tuh. Nice, something.
This is interesting because You can clearly see that Global has a different objective this round. They're not necessarily looking to win it out. In fact, maybe if they get a pick, they do a little bit of economical damage. It's good enough. Still though, those trades, those duels.
Jadi kayak duo ganti duo gitu bang ya? Enggak juga sih, kadang ganti cuma satu, nggak harus duo diganti.
When the scenario has been read, all four stacked up together, up by main right now. And exit frags? What?
Yeah, I mean, you're just playing now to, exit frags and then die to the spike here.
Aduh,
Okay,
nice
they
try.
did get one, so Monyet, with that Spectre, is just gonna opt to, I was gonna say, Monyet, is he gonna die? Yeah, they're all
Nice.
down.
Let's go, let's go.
I don't
Ini
know.
dapat bonus round GG sih udah sih.
There was just a Spectre, you know,
Exactly.
maybe somebody's like,
That's why I think it's a big
cut
point
funds,
too.
but
Because talking about
Oke,
cutting funds,
Jing udah ada ulti guys. Jing ada ulti nih guys. Kalau dapat
he
orb
only
lagi
had
nih.
those that round.
Bisa nih guys, bisa banget sini. Jing ada ulti, pakai dikasih vandal sama something.
The eco rounds after a pistol has been lost.
Dia beli vandal
yeah,
kan.
look at the buy that they're able to put together here. You know, I mean, like,
This could be a bonus win for Paperrex.
yeah, something still had that Vandal that he's able to carry over. He's the only one with half armor, a Bulldog from
Mascarosi pakai OP sih harusnya di pearl ya. Harusnya guys ya.
Paperrex is great. They've still got a decent amount in the bank too, so certainly this is a huge round for GE if they're going to stabilize and keep this half from sliding in the wrong direction very quickly.
It comes down to how well they can receive this B-side push. Surely they hear the footsteps. Jing, wow, hot hands line up. That blocks off defender spawn. And something with the dueling potential, he managed to get so much damage. Jing, value from the run it back. SK, Rossi, hiding up by screens. He goes unchecked. This is devastating. Monyet, Aaron, they
Aduh
all
apa sih
arrive on
cowok
time.
itu?
The
Cowok,
cavalry is here.
dah cek. Ceknya cowok, kenapa sih nggak pernah mau ngecek anjir?
Jing is the only one left. And there's no way that he duels himself out of this one. A minute left on the clock, perhaps.
My emotions were on
We're being tugged.
I was on an absolute roller coaster watching Rossi. I'm like, no, he's going to kill your teammate. No, wait, okay, just let them all go by. Okay, that spray's a little bit off. Okay, oh, it's all good, it's fine. It was like I was all over the place. I mean, that was just great trigger discipline from Rossi. It was
Up
a
and
little
down.
bit risky, but it paid off. And you got to check that
Duh,
corner. I see that
bisaan,
way
Cowok harus
too
bisa
much.
menang. Cowok ini miskin mereka
That
loh kalah.
corner is not checked.
30 seconds
Way
Shot
too much.
happened before with like DFM, Zeta. But here, this is where it counts the most. They have a goodbye. Jing's trying to play it safe, maybe looking for a save this time. Global going over to check up the A site. And I mean, you're
10
absolutely right
seconds
again.
left.
It's these tiny little things that kind of cause the downfall of Paperrex.
Biasaan banget cowok nggak mau ngecek angle anjir. Itu udah angel paling banyak orang sih tuh.
Trigger discipline to allow Jing to go through. They had no idea that he was in that corner.
Yeah, and even though you lose Wronski and Batsy to it, you know, at the end, the result is good. And that could have very quickly gone the wrong way if, you know, Paperrex has one of their classic reactions where they just, you know, flick on you and get the headshot and kill you. But it didn't happen this time. And so therefore, Rossi's able to provide a ton of value here. You know, and then Aaron and the others step in and start doing some damage as well. So that's a good round for GE.
Aduh kemana ke Paperrex cuman tadi, aduh itu jelek banget guys.
Hopefully should be something that doesn't happen again, right? Or you miss that corner. And there's a couple others on this map that sometimes people don't check. I doubt that we will see that, but again,
Nih nggak ngecek lagi pasti. Fix gue nggak ngecek nih feeling gue nih.
Especially with the Vandal being saved by Jing, that they're able to string together mostly another buy. There's a little bit of half armors and a Bulldog floating, but you know, again, so far, nothing super crazy here from Paperrex. They're going to try to push space. That is such a good hot
way!
hands, but the reaction there with the grab well, so good.
And then the follow-up
apa sih,
reaction
Cok?
from Bazzi. Jing makes it a trade, and the Mind Freak arrives on time. They managed to turn the situation around. We're back even. Bazzi exploring water, but Paperrex really
Kebiasaan banget cowok gitu loh.
collapse on towards the B site. Ronsky has to anchor. Bazzi up on top of heaven. They try to push him back with the fragment, but Gravity Well will suck Ronsky back in towards elbow. He's just waiting for the right time to peek out and push. He will be able to find the first one, maybe the second, but now no idea that Jing's behind. Something going
Something, let's
off
go.
with more frags. Goes in with a tailwind just to close out the distance. Doesn't quite hear the tap, but now it goes through. He will be able to pick up Jing, evening out the odds. We're down to a 1-on-1. Something, only an updraft. 77 HP. The headshots have to count.
Aaron here has to check a bunch of angles. There's a lot of places that something could have hit into. You know, he could be in back sight. He could be
Elbow?
here in link. Yeah, he could be an elbow. He could be back by pillar. I mean, there's so many different places that Aaron has to worry about.
Spike is ticking. It's going. We've got about maybe 10 seconds left or something, but something will find that headshot with the angle that he's held.
Let's go.
3-1, Paperrex. Again, we start to see some of these individual performances, but what I really liked was that hot hands from Jake.
Yeah, no, the hot hands is great, and the reaction from Munyet is just as good with that gravity well. Able to find two, but then, you know, the trades are there for Paperrex. That gives them enough space that they can push towards the site, and then something win some huge duels. Wrongski there re-peaked on something.
Oh, something punya iron body bang ya? Biasa something mah.
Something or anything like that. It's because he could have
Ada ulti something, Cok.
for some reinforcements to come there to bail him
Santai,
out.
jangan boros-boros
Plus,
ya.
he did have a player, like you mentioned, coming through the flank on the back of site in Hall. And you know, one way or another, if he checks that Hall push,
Oh
okay,
my
well, Paperrex just mowing him down.
Talk about chaos, fighting with chaos. This is Southeast Asian Valorant. We push into each other all the time. We might not check some off angles, but we will be able to recover. Paperrex.
Si Jing anjing banget.
5-1
Tibek-nya
now.
tibek si something anjing.
I blinked. Oh no, I missed it. No, but I mean, again, going back to the
Okay, let's go.
Yes.
An eco for GE, so there's not much to talk about there, other than they got, you know, red and run over. But it's just little things, like my eyes are
Eskarosi turun nih kayaknya nih.
Wrongski and Batsy here. So the reason being is that those are the two big
Kayaknya sih Pearl ini guys, menurut gua guys. Ini map kelemahannya si Global Esport deh.
And here on the fade,
Dia paling kuat di split sih kayaknya.
I haven't seen
Sama Essen kayaknya.
those prowlers. A little bit with the haunt there that kind of gave Rossi some information on Jink's push, kind of maybe allow Rossi to make a better decision if he was going to pull the trigger or not in that spot. So that did have some impact. But overall, I haven't seen that same level of just impeccable timing with the flashes, the Trailblazers that get information and gain space, those kind of things.
Yes.
Ang tim Indo yang mana bang? Tim Indo nggak ada guys. RRQ doang. Cuman ini ada player Indo. Di dua tim ini ada player Indo guys.
Because when you're playing with a fade, you're really looking for combinations with some smokes perhaps. So you get vision through them, and you're going for information. Whereas when you have a Sky, and it's the perfect Korean flash and dash that we've seen so many
Dulu
times,
panas GE yang monyet hard carry.
it's not
Oh,
really
emang
pure
iya.
on Pearl. The map is a lot longer, a lot bigger. There are so many more spaces that you need to cover. I can see
Pas lawan
why
Zeta ya,
they
pas lawan
want to
Zeta tapi Zetanya nggak perform cuy itu.
Then again, you lose a little bit of that attacking.
Boom nggak ada,
power
boom
that
nggak
you set up
masuk.
as Kirasi. So,
Player Indo monyet, Forsaken sama Mind Freak.
So big as well. I feel like Sky, with the range of the utility, has a little bit more impact.
Semodel MPL bang, iya.
For the most part, but okay, well, up and over.
You can do that.
Careful.
Doesn't quite find anything though. Certainly.
Was it a Meteor was the first one that I remember see doing
Ya. Halo?
that, I think.
Certainly makes Global a little bit nervous though. But with the positions that they're holding, look at how defensive it all is.
Halo?
Paperrex locked down, committed.
I mean, Batsy,
We're reassessing our options.
like you were talking about, using that utility to check towards mid. He hasn't got any confirmations off of those haunts or the prowlers, so he's just backing towards B. If they haven't gotten any contact anywhere else, GE's making a decent gamble, but it's something with the opening and another with
Gila,
the
something
blades.
anjing.
He cannot do anything wrong with those.
And along with a run it back too, but once more, it's going to be Monyet. Aaron, they are able to anchor down the site. Something going in forward with this, but wow, he's dancing over with this.
Apaan dah si something dah nggak jelas anjing.
Off a little bit of crazy mouse movement, we have SK
Lihat
Rossi,
guys,
the lone
pusing nggak lu lihatnya
survivor
anjing.
with an operator, something he surely
Apaan dah tuh?
wants to hold on to.
I mean, this is read pretty well by GE. They use that lockdown. They use the fact that there's no other information gained off of the utility or contact on the other side of the map that they're like, okay, we know this is a B hit. We're gonna, overstack it. It's basically a 4-1, and they still lose because something's just that good. Now you are gonna get the kill.
Nah, ketahuan lo. Cari dong. Jangan kasih OP-nya, bos.
Killer 2, but at the end of the day, this is all just hoping to, find as much value as possible while not dropping this op. But he got the kill with good patience. He dashed in.
All right. Just a little bit more, but of course the round still handed over to Paperrex and ZOWIE there to back up his teammates in their time.
Pasaran kok ketinggalan 2 kali lewat kecepatan YouTube-nya, Bang.
Today, but
You want to save it.
Ini nggak bisa 2 kali, Jo. Kalau misalnya di Twitch mah nggak bisa, guys.
Overall, though, this is just, something. He's so good at these entries. He causes so much chaos. He's so fast. even when he's just dancing, like you were saying, it causes problems for the opponent. Absolutely, the PRX fans should be thrilled. This guy is incredible individually. The skill is there, and now it's all starting to come together for Paperrex and GE.
Oh, pengen nggak diambil bang kan attacker.
Sooner rather than later. I mean, they've got Rossi with the blades. Maybe he could try to do his best something impression, but surely they know it's coming. Oh,
ayo lo, no wave lo.
And that's the X factor.
Ayo lo.
Paperrex now switching things up, holding aggressions, and he's able to push Global Esports back.
Got your trail.
The Flame Storm does not work out now from here on out.
Something udah mulai panas nih.
Simple push over to the B side. Let's get the spike down. We know where they're hiding.
Look at something. He's just gonna tail this Seeker. So good.
Oh, back to the shorty. Oh my God, Bazzi. Don't let that happen. Of course, they all surround him, but.
Let's go.
Tactics from Paperrex once more.
Gila, Something udah panas sih bro.
It doesn't hurt Paperrex much. Their economy is doing pretty decent, so they can.
11-5 bos. Ini kayak mapnya Something nih, Chopper tuh mapnya Something cuy.
They're allowed to push.
Harusnya mainin tekstur salah sekarang sih masuk sih. Biar lebih ini guys, biar lebih berasa berat gitu loh. Benkai sama Cigarettes tuh role-nya apa? Benkai itu Sentinel inisiator. Cigarettes tuh tau gue masih full inisiator ya. Tapi harusnya masukin tekstur sih cowok. Ini si Eskarosi kayaknya bukan mapnya dia cowok. Ini dia udah gak dapat momentumnya dihabisin mulu sama Paperrex.
That's generally the case for DRX, Paperrex. Like most maps, they want to set the tempo. They want to come out swinging. They want to punch you in the mouth. You know, it's that old Mike Tyson quote. Everybody has a plan until they get.
Nah, mainnya gini kan, ngatur tempo, main slow, masuk ke mid.
Exactly.
Nggak dapat info.
Is when they're the ones setting the tempo.
Aduh.
Well, we're gonna set a bit of our own tempo as well with an aggressive position up. Something that wasn't quite expected. A sudden push by SK Rossi too. Be a bit of a re-peek, but he still wins away, and that buys enough time. We've lost enough players that Paperrex will slow down their advances. Oh, he's gonna re-peek it again.
He should. He's got an opportunity to, you know, if that was re-aggressed by Jing there to drop the spike, and you know, then it's almost like 100% round over at that point. But it's a good rotation from Paperrex, at least finding some open space, finding the potential. I mean, if they can get, you know, if they can get a kill here, if they can get a pick, they might be able to get the plant down at the very least. But that turret, great placement by Aaron. Really reading the rotation.
Because that's what it's dependent on. You have to find that pick, but how do you do it when that much utility is up against you?
Aduh.
Along with Vanyet playing point blank range.
Nice try.
A simple burst. And that's gonna be
Itu si Basi apa dapat tadi ya?
Yeah, I mean, this is just kind of global.
Biasa ngerubah role bang, jelas ya.
Early first blood. This is something that really killed them on split. Was, you know,
Duh, sebelahan anjir matinya.
Nobody was positive on first kills versus first guess. They were losing point of contact early often. This time around they don't.
Kamu tahu nggak bang? Apa tuh?
And then Rossi stepping up.
Bikin deg-degan mulu guys. Aku dibikin deg-degan mulu guys. Something kalau mati berat ya ternyata ya. Ada dua ulti. 4 second ulti, dia ulti juga.
A little bit dicey. They still have enough for another round for sure. Wrongski's got his ult though. Batsy's got his ult. Monyet has his. I mean, Forsaken and Mindfreak have theirs. So
yes,
let's see if there can be some good utilization of these ultimates.
I mean, if anything, I think Global has retake potential in this round, but Rossi is trying to discourage them from pushing forward first. It's a duel between the Jets, and SK Rossi will be pushed back. The way that Something ducks in and out of cover. Off the Nebula though, and his team is here to back him up. Rossi might have a bit of vision trying to thread that needle.
Dude, the way that Something moves himself, his movement is so crisp here. He completely avoids Rossi's sightlines, baits out a ton of those shots.
Harusnya si Rossi harusnya mati sih bro itu tadi bro. Oke banget dia nggak mati sumpah.
Rossi has to hit incredible shots, and just as good as he is, he couldn't quite find him. That's just great play there from Something.
Kena kan lo, kena utility lo.
Because you have to recognize that SK Rossi's on and off. He only has one shot.
And look at that flash to check on the other side of the Cosmic Divide to know that it's safe. They're going to use the Trailblazer to confirm that nobody's right around the corner. Wrongski's going to push it anyway.
Oh!
He gets 2!
And all of a sudden the retake, the push comes through. And when push comes to shove, it's going to be SK Rossi finding one frag. Maybe a little bit of a detain, but that's going to be enough. And now Paperrex gets the spike down. 2 on 4. How do they hold this? Mindfreak, what is this push? He's gonna get punished for it, and that leaves ZOWIE alone, cold, back up by Halls as Rossi peeks in. Might have lost his head, but this is big information for Global. Surely they know how to collapse in on him together as a team.
Nice try.
Aaron just holds the angle, gets the headshot, and Global will find the third.
Ya, harusnya si itu mati tadi si something miss, Cok. Harusnya something itu dapat si Escarosi, Pak Escarosi nggak mati, aduh.
Paperrex by ZOWIE to check on both sides of the cosmic divide to make sure they can get there, get the plant down, and Wrongski just waits for the perfect moment to strike right as they're pushing in, right as they think it's safe. He's nestled himself in that corner, and that's just phenomenal play from Wrongski. I mean, you can see why he is.
Ronde mahal bang, ini ronde mahal nih.
Great sense.
Timeout dulu bro. Nah, timeout dulu bro.
For Global, and a response immediately from Paperrex here. Timeout.
And I think that's that supplement for Batsy Sky. You know?
Yeah, it is.
Wrongski has to be the one to set those up, and Batsy will be the one to get information instead, and that's how Global tends to operate. While we're seeing some teams play agents with more like map specialists, and will sub people out depending on the map, Global kind of goes in based off of the agents and the roles that they want their team to have, and that's where Wrongski getting subbed in, and it works out well in the rounds that they work out.
Yeah, I mean,
Bang Panju kenapa Bang Panjul? Menurut tuh bakal tim Indo lagi nggak join franchise? Kayaknya sih agak susah sih. Harus masuk Liga Ascension. Misalnya dua tim Indo BTR, misalnya anggapnya BTR sama AE, mereka mainnya bagus. Terus BTR sama AE mau masuk ke liganya franchise-nya Valorant. Tapi lawan mereka Korea, Jepang, China untuk bersaing juga mau masuk ke franchise, susah, Cok. Bagus live Winda nggak seru ini, nggak seru pergi aja bro, susah amat Duta. Orang lagi watch party, lagi kerja. Lebaran malah toksik. Kalau nggak seru mah ngapain sini, ya nggak sih? Caper banget deh. Nonton aja Roblox ya kan, kalau kompetisi yang serunya Roblox nonton Roblox aja.
They don't want to let him pop this, run it back right away either. They were hoping to maybe catch him. They can't do it, so he's still able to get it through. Trying to push here. Got the kill. Huge for Jing.
Big value again, but Rossi still very much alive and has the angle. So that's going to be the blaze wall set up, allowing Paperrex to perhaps get through. But look at how they're toying back and forth with this map plays.
Jason mati ya? Jason mati. Oh, Jason mati di B.
Meanwhile, just carefully getting the spike down on A.
Yeah, they've got firm control over a lot of this map. It's Aaron's lurk here that's going to be potentially really important for GE. You know, Rossi wants to kick the door down for his team. Let's see, there is that cosmic divide now for GE.
That's going to give them a little bit more space. ZOWIE still hiding inside of the Nebula though, but no!
Aduh.
Wrong angle!
Oh my God.
That's all going to come down to ZOWIE with the Bandit. He doesn't quite have the ammo capacity to continue giving the spray transfer. Aaron, with the triple, will be able to find the fourth win now for Global. That's 3 rounds in a row for this team.
I thought ZOWIE was just going to spray through the smoke there. He saw the player go in, maybe... I'm not exactly sure if he's expecting somebody to swing on the outside of the smoke or something.
Tapi jelek banget bang, iya cok, post play jelek lagi guys, post play nih.
I thought he could have just held that spray down, potentially gotten that kill and been ready for that follow-up a little bit faster, but this lurk from Aaron, key to this round. He comes in, backstabs him. I mean, look at this. He still got the, you know, one of the two, but I think he might have been able to finish that third kill before they had the opportunity to double swing him like that.
Miskin dah.
I think it's one of those little, micro decisions that really make it or break it in those moments. But like you said, Paperthin, it's that lurk from Aaron, the timing of it, but what? Again, a sudden peek. A little bit of an overpeak from Aaron perhaps, but all it takes is one click, and all of a sudden the entire B site is open.
Ini orang nih sakit sih cok anjir. Asli nih orang cok. Lihat lo jetnya anjir, lihat kunainya anjir.
Yeah, I mean, this guy with blades is a different player. Batsy able to get one before
nggak sih?
Shuts him right out. And now something potentially could get an ace here. He's got 3 already.
Oh my god.
Apa nggak ada ngecek situ ya?
Only pushing through, but there it is, the ace denied, but still, it's the angles that are really being held. We've taken out yet another threat, and that was SK Rossi. We know where
Something on fire banget, Cok. Iya, Cok. Dia punya ini pisaunya ngeri anjir kalau di Pearl. 14 kill, 14-8, bro. Ini nggak jelas banget. Tuh. Itu apa ya, guys ya? Itu apaan dah?
Crosshair placement near immaculate every time. I mean, he has to switch to the gun there to get the follow up, but you know, he loves those blades. I think he'd rather have blades than most guns.
Pinpoint accuracy. Sorry, we're not gonna say that.
Yeah, I heard some interesting words.
Bosan tahu bang, bosan ya nonton yang lain aja.
Alright. Sorry, we're having fun.
Samat gue mah.
Back to a bit of a default.
Apa ya, kalau bosan nonton yang lain aja, kan banyak streamer yang nge-live.
Last round of the first half, so we don't want Global to surprise.
Samat. Ya nggak sih? Ya nggak sih, guys?
You know, when Aaron had his lockdown, he got pretty aggressive with it. You know, but this.
Oke, santai bro, chill. Midnya di push. Oke, 2 mid mereka main coba. Mereka main 3 mid, cuy. A-nya dikosongin, guys. Tuh si Jing harusnya bisa dapat sih.
Got the alarm bot. It's just Jing though. Jing trying to sell a fake, it looks like.
Did the previous round, and Jing has to make more noise in order to pull off this fake, but I don't think Global are biting. SK Rossi has the operator. He wants to make this one count.
Aduh.
He will. Mindfreak's gone. Your controller unavailable.
No, Mindfreak gak ada, Cok.
With the blade storm now and
Duh, smokernya gak ada, guys, anjir.
jumps over, forces something.
Ini susah nih masuknya, guys, gak ada smoker mereka. Nah, Jason dapat 1. Aduh. Monyet balesin lagi. Nice, something.
Something is trying to break them off though. Break them down. Bring them to their knees. He's gotten the lockdown off.
Let's go.
2 on 2. And
Atau
we've got
ngeflank.
Ronsky from the back as well. Just narrowly missed him. He saw him.
10 seconds left.
10 seconds, and surely Paperrex goes in for the spike plant. They're committing to this,
Spike planted.
and we're just waiting.
Nice,
for the
dapat
best
info.
possible timing. He's been spotted. Pulled out the utility. That's Ronsky gone. SK Rossi now. Can you be the one to make it happen? Hopes and dreams of the buy, but the
Something nih,
buy
bos.
will be the nightmare.
Yeah, this is just really well.
Something nih,
held down, and
bos.
Something is going
Gila, something marah banget, Cok, kalau di Pearl, Cok. Gila, bro. 84 dapat pistol 10-8 yuk, bisa yuk.
Phenomenal. And even though SK Rossi able to find some value with those blades, with that op, it's this play right here that makes all the difference. And Aaron just kind of gave away his position a little bit early, allowed that slight adjustment in the angle for something to be that much easier. And then he's able
Gila,
to
something nih, purple nih, pakai Paperrex, Cok, sekarang, Cok.
And that's what basically wins them the round. Without that play from something, that is likely a GE win, or at least more likely a GE win.
Mohon maaf Bang Lahir, Bang Rio. Iya, Gires terus. Mohon maaf lahir batin ya.
This superstar duelist who's been
Gara-gara di T-back Jing, Bang. Apa sih?
dominating players in Japan for a long time, and you could see that the #1 player on the Asia ranked server at times. You know, I don't know if he currently is or not, but I know he was not too long ago. And you could see why.
Something saudara gua Bang Cio yang benar. Bang, kaos HyperX berapaan Bang? Yang ini nih, yang Dino. Di atas $50 sih kalau nggak salah. Ih, Jing lagi loh. Gils. Jing. Boh, beli Starbucks, boy. Aku iri sama Jing, Bang. Aku juga.
No doubt. It is concerning for GE and their fans. You know, if you lose this, you're not out of it yet. You know, you can just sort of hold back and say, okay, well, we can still string together some more wins. There's still a world where we can make playoffs. But this win, if they could have gotten it, would have been really, really nice. And just a
Jing lagi loh, Jing semua loh cewek-ceweknya loh.
Again, I mean, speaking of it, right?
Kok di RX cuy? Tapi jangan cowok juga dong. Kalau cowok cringe ya, bilang cowok bilang Jing gitu cringe banget ya.
I've seen some really good nanostorms from Forsaken, like clearing out Link near the edge of B site. Yeah.
So the question begs, you know.
Bang, nama lo nggak muncul lagi Bang di Korea Bang? Enggak.
What can we expect from them? I hope to see fragment lineups from Ronsky, and again, like you mentioned before, Bazzi with this agent choice of Fade surely it gives them a little bit more
Ryojaja
information on the
cute.
attacking side, because that's where we've seen them perform a little bit better so far today.
Yeah, the other concerning thing for me for GE is that when they took this map away from Zeta,
Apa Cio cute anjir?
it was their defender side that was the much more impressive side.
Oke, kita lihat guys defendingnya Paperrex guys, apakah mereka bisa ya?
Lacking, you know, their attacker side was kind of whatever. The map ended pretty fast. Jing there, getting the push out. Rossi fast on this.
They're trying to pinch them in. A bit of a pincer maneuver, but of course A-main has been backed off completely, and it's just Global controlling the middle ground.
They read this.
Oh, a great gravity wall.
si Mindfreak tadi kayak suka ini Cio, suka nembaknya nggak bingung mau nembak mana.
Just these microaggressions to give Global Esports the numbers they need to overwhelm Paperrex's defenses.
It's a great call here from Aaron, recognizing that they can rotate back, that they've been able to pull Paperrex away.
Okay, but Divine trying to hold it down on his own. The classic still deadly. And then the spike getting tapped by Ronsky, but it's just a bait. Bait out the peaks. Forsaken trying to slip in through. Not going to be able to close in the distance. He's lost that initiative. And now it's up to these teams, players to hold all the angles. That was almost like a triple crossfire. You had one on A-main, one on Art, and the last one on the spike itself.
Yeah, this is, you know, GE just
Nggak dapat pistoron lagi.
job pushing and pulling the map. I mean, the fact that
Nah, ini si Mindfreak harusnya dapat satu. Dia pindah-pindah orang guys.
Is, you know, I think Mindfreak there just kind of got
Even
a
with
little bit
this
over ambitious. Yeah, that's
lots of tug of war on the map, if anything, Paper Thin.
yeah. I mean, it's hard to deal with like the way that GE plays these pistols because they're so confident on them. They read the maps really well. They have great timings. Now something is going to sneak that Marshall in. Divai has a shorty in hand, holding in the back hall.
Yeah. Forsaken and Jing as well. Two classics right in their faces.
Oh my
the
God.
flash comes
Dah
out.
nggak mati loh.
Not quite landing it. It's going to be Global standing their ground firmly.
Oh, nice.
And this is very possibly a flawless round win for Global Monyet. B hopping towards the back of halls. There is the shorty kill that we're expecting to see.
Aduh, Mindfreak kenapa dah wis banget.
Right clicks, but not today. Flawless win for Global.
Sorry, it's just the
The B hops.
yeah, the B hops with the shorty. There's nothing
Tuh
better.
momentumnya balik nih Cok. Aduh bahaya banget nih guys.
All those, yeah, the molding, I can hear it from.
Running around at the speed, and then like it just goes in. Boom.
Dude, yeah, like the Sonic too. Yeah. But like, I can just hear.
Mindfreak tadi panas, sekarang pindah pro langsung jelek lagi.
Molding.
Apa ya si Jaron ya?
That was displayed there. Whereas me, I'm having fun.
Tuh kan Jason nggak perform bahaya banget Cok. Kemarin perform enak banget kan.
This is great Valorant. I don't care who wins or loses anymore. Global looking great with a recovery at the start of the second half. Paperrex trying to play off some positions. A bit of a crossfire setup towards B-Link, but Global are respecting the space. They're anticipating some pushes from Paperrex, but as we've seen so far, at least today or from the previous map, they're no longer just blindly, aggressively pushing out.
Yeah, this is very, very disciplined. Aaron really likes to try to get as much information as he can before he starts making pushes. They have to check.
Kalau kalah berat sih guys, sumpah.
Just to see if anybody's there. They're going to use that Prowler to gain a little space. Something's going to push off of it. Divai as well gets a kill on the other side of the map.
Here comes the push down on towards A-main. Something's going to reposition, trying to find the space through the smoke. He will be able to find one, swapping to the side.
Bukan, aduh, threat killnya jelek banget loh, Cok.
Continuing to push forward. They don't want to plant the spike too early, knowing that Paperrex just might be around the corner. The timing is crucial for this team right now. Ronsky striking from behind, but down to 7 HP. Solar exposed and Jing.
Berdarah-darah tapi Cok 3 loh.
That's gonna be Paperrex getting off the third round win on the second half.
But still a ton of damage done here by GE. This is a
nice
relatively successful round. I love the way that they get aggressive towards Secret. They just start pushing right into the back of the map. You know, Divai here, a good hold against Rossi, but that kind of bought just enough space and time that they're able to get this job done. I mean, the defenses were pretty strong. Still, Paperrex able to, in the long run, you can see Jing there with a little bit of a sigh of relief. It was on a knife's edge for a moment there, for sure.
But again, I mean, these performances.
Ternyata bagus banget. Iya, cuy.
Especially Something and Jing, this duo right now. Look at how these hot hands push them off. He's claiming those alt orbs. 1 point away from a run it back, and that's going to be big value in the second half. Something.
Nggak dapat lagi nih.
Narrowly getting away by the inch of by a hair.
No damage even done there.
I mean, it's just to gain information now.
Bahaya nih, guys. Kok jadi nge-wave ya si Something ya?
A bit of a guiding light to ensure that nobody's really on site just yet. Divide on the other side of those boxes. Timing of peeking is really crucial because what they really want to do is prevent them from going forward. But look at that Nova Pulse. Forsaken a quick triple, but Global not backing down. Monyet versus Mindfreak again. Both M controllers. Where could Monyet be?
What just happened in there?
You blinked and you missed it, buddy.
I gotta stop blinking.
Monyet.
This is tough, man.
Mindfreak's waiting for the spike tag.
This is this is much more difficult for Monyet.
30 seconds left.
He has a lot more to work with. Trying to see if it's not the bait. Oh, he looked at the
Nice.
right way. Mindfreak gets it.
Let's go.
Unbelievable.
Let's go.
You have no idea where to look.
The timing, again, it's so much harder for Monyet there.
Dua kontrol Indo nih, bos.
You can't out mind game the mind freak, buddy.
That's true.
Jason dapat 3 loh padahal. Kok mereka nggak dapat ya?
He tapped the spike, he put down the nebula. Mindfreak just waited like, all right, 1, 2,
Somewhere, Chris Angel just smiled and nodded. He doesn't even know what's going on. He doesn't even know what Valorant is. But
like,
Nyaris itu, guys. Tapi si Mindfreak tadi nge-wave juga dikit, cok.
6 to 10 now. Global again looking to find their win back into it.
Nice
But a
banget,
bit
Jing,
of
anjing,
progression,
sumpah.
And it's the same set play onto her day main. Someone could pick up that alt orb. Jing has to run it back, and that's why he's pushing forward. Doesn't even care because it's just information. Might have seen them peeking back out as his run it back expired.
that's a great little play. Oh, Monyet there, but Forsaken again. Good for 2. Oh. Huge play from Jing on the other side, dude. He was
Jing, let's go, Jing.
Just pushing that map so aggressively, and now Paperrex, the confidence
Deh,
flowing.
menang nih, bos. Menang, bos.
The rounds.
Oke.
I mean,
Tenang, guys. Hari raya lebaran nih, bos.
6 and GE needs to dig deep, and it's going to be a timeout to try to find that energy.
Monyet udah panas tuh, Monyet 15 kill, coy.
I don't know if they can make it happen. They have to. Again, eat or be eaten. But when Paperrex are feeling themselves like this, how?
Rossi kurang, bang. Lagian Rossi dimainin. Harusnya mainin tekstur, bilangin. Aneh mainin Rossi, gue bingung.
Team Secret.
RRQ main, lu main live nggak, bang? Besok RRQ ya? Nggak tahu deh.
This is peak performance now.
Well,
They are
DRX
flowing like water
DRX is
on a different level.
yes. They are the team that, you know, I was talking with Binbon after we did our little, you know, our segment where we ranked the teams. Yeah, he saw that and he goes, yeah, you know, DRX S, and then we're talking about it. I'm like, well, DRX actually SS.
SS.
DRX is actually SS.
Are we like SSS smoking?
Yeah, exactly.
Abil Akbar, welcome to JFM lagi, Bang Abil.
Yeah.
On another level for sure. And you know, Paperrex.
Mako, Mindfreak, Monyet, Mazino, Marv. Iya ya, kontrol nama nickname-nya M tuh banyak banget ya.
They're kryptonite.
That they can't beat them.
Kapan Watch Party offline Paperrex di Indo, bang? Doakan ya, guys. Ntar ada, guys ya. Kalau ada kayak nonton ya. Datang ya.
I mean, that's most of the teams in Pacific. I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. It's hard. And, you know, you're seeing this in a lot of the other regions too, where there is clearly.
But that's the
Sore mas sore, Rama.
right
Vlog
now.
lebaran ada nggak, bang? Vlog lebaran kayak nggak ada. Cuman vlog kemarin hari raya sebelum lebaran ada, guys.
Them and Paperrex. And we saw it so much so on Icebox. Can they do it again back on Pearl? After this timeout. Caught by a Racer, they're trying to fight back towards a main. SK Rossi peeking into it, but something is just too damn good.
He's incredible. I mean, this double push here, even though Jing gets caught.
Something tuh, something beda sama si Jason mainnya, cok.
Something's just right there for the follow-up.
Something tuh lebih apa sih, lebih settle gitu loh M-nya loh. Sama utility usage pakai JT tuh gila kayak, guys. Ya nggak dapet cuan nih.
You have all kinds of ults, but Monyet, wow, that was fast.
Oh my god!
Not like this. Oh.
Spike down A.
Few guns now. Something versus Monyet.
One enemy remaining.
Might have a little bit, but not against Forsaken, who's just holding the angle up by heart. Passy answers back, and we're down to the one-on-one. Not sure where something is. Collecting on that fourth frag. But such an incredible eco round from Global. Match point, though.
Now, this is it. This is either 6 rounds in a row for GE and we go to overtime, or at some point before then, it will be Paperrex winning the match. And I mean, this is something here. Just
Bro, gila AM-nya bro.
Initial push with Jing really well set
4 kill bos.
He's able to catch Batsy a little bit off guard on that angle.
Yeah.
Man, Monyet, those sheriff shots were pretty good.
They were good.
Monyet ngeri ya Monyet
I
ya.
have to level with you, Paper Thin.
Uh-huh.
This has been 3 rounds now that we've seen Global continue to try to contest A main, and every time Paperrex, Jing, something, they are able to push them off.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Jing there.
That's
That
why
Phoenix utility really suits itself to those angles.
We're
You know, the
seeing
way
this.
that you can throw those curveballs.
Face your fear.
Okay. That's why we're going back towards the B side, the Nightfall, maybe trying to get some value off of it, but Cosmic Divide, I don't know if that's going to work out against them.
The lockdown in the
Sudden
back, though.
peaks might be so crucial, but yes, the
Aduh.
lockdown at the back gives them a
Anjir, kena
little
mulu,
bit more
Cok.
cover. Global still have
Aduh.
control though, because this is a split push now. They have B lane control, they have Forsaken surrounded, but he still makes a shot anyway. Spike Karen killed, 50 seconds left, and they will be able to get that spike down.
Paperrex is cooking on the back of that lockdown. They try to push the angles. And it's
nice
gonna be
banget something,
Batsy with the
hampir.
final kill onto something. That was pretty interesting from Paperrex.
Bang, gua tau VCT kagak nonton terus bang, iya nih.
But we're not gonna play it like safe.
Tim India tapi player impor semua bang. Ada satu tuh Escarosi India.
Towards pillar, and we're just gonna try to push the space, and GE is you know, thoroughly ready for it. It does not fool them at all this time. You know, the WK Gaming sometimes does catch teams and players off guard, but not in this round. So GE, they're focused. You can see Batsy. He looks pretty.
Mereka masih ada ulti 2 guys.
You know, wants to turn this around. Of course they do. GE knows what's at stake. Now they've got a lockdown, Blade Storm of their own.
5 rounds is not impossible.
Blades v Blades.
Ada juga tuh Lightning Fast juga India guys.
This is a very different
What?
Still able to updraft
Just
twice.
don't leave this man when he's got blades in his hands, observers. Just stay on him.
He knifed the 0 point. And now he's looking to go back in, but they will spray him through the nebula.
I cursed him. My B.
And here comes SK Rossi. Clinton, you have cursed Paperrex in this very round. They are out of firepower. If anything, maybe Jing coming from the back of B Long now. But guess what? Killjoy utility be down. It's all over the place. And oh, he still managed to make it work. No, is that it? Jing! Oh, and Myfreak is the one to do it up from the top.
Dia kena
of that.
350.
Paperrex. 30-7 ends this best of 3.
Gila anjing dapat 3 bro tiba-tiba ngacek ngacek ini guys flank mereka.
Tons of them here in the audience. Tons of them all over the world, certainly, and that right there was a great play.
Let's go!
Clean with that Vandal. Does a ton
Let's
of damage.
go,
It was an eco round mostly,
guys,
but
let's
Jing's able to
go,
find that Vandal
guys.
and put it to good use.
Just, I'm thinking, like, how do you counter a team with that much dueling
GG sih anjing GG cok.
It starts off
GG.
with that linchpin that is something.
Kita pindah dulu guys ya live-nya guys ke live siapa nih? Ada yang live nggak? Anak J Esport. Nggak ada yang live lagi cok. Nah Paperrex anak ini nggak ada yang live ya, oke lah. Oke guys, gua ngasuh dulu bentar, kita lanjut lagi nanti. Mungkin antara My Gaming Club gua pengen main ntar malam deh. Either My Gaming Club atau Stardy juga guys nanti guys, malam jam 9 lah ya. Gua pengen bangun pagi guys hari ini guys, oke. Thank you guys, sampai jumpa di next live streaming. Rio Djaja pamit undur diri dulu guys, thank you. Terima kasih udah menonton, terima kasih udah support buat Paperrex terus. Kita lanjut nanti, gua ngasuh dulu bentar sejam 2 jam guys, terus baru istirahat lagi, baru lanjut lagi guys. Demonologis gue nggak tahu ya jadi apa enggak. Oke, thank you guys, sampai jumpa next streaming. Rio Djaja signing out, bye bye. Thank you.